We're live on WTNH News 420 on the scene of what can only be described as pure destruction. Just mere hours ago, Peezy issued a formal warning globally. He promised a takeover that would shock the world, and he delivered. A strange laser was shot onto Earth, which destroyed everything in its path. Buildings have collapsed everywhere, vehicles blowing up around every corner, people running, literally, for their lives. I don't know if anything can stop this massive, chaotic scene caused by one man on a warpath that appears at this point unstoppable. One can only hope we see an immediate end. If I were you folks, I'd drop everything you're doing, grab your loved ones, and run as far and as fast as you can. This is Michael James Green, signing off.
You're tuned in to another episode of To Be Blunt with Peezy.
That's right. You are tuned into the To Be Blunt podcast. The following podcast is scheduled for one fall. I am your host, Peezy. I'm here with my co-host, Frank Knox. Frank, how's it going, man?
Everything's going great, man. Ate an edible earlier today, feeling real high.
Wait, you had an edible?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't even invite your boy for no edibles?
I had one, on break, and now I'm feeling good.
Damn, bro. You had an edible and you didn't even invite your boy? I
bring
thought
you
that
one
we were
next
cool,
time.
Frank.
I'll bring you one next time.
Damn. Well, we got a lot to cover today. We're going to have, we got the big AEW on TNT announcement we're going to have to go over. We have big Raw and SmackDown news today, We got a special in-house studio in this, oh my God, listen to me. In-house, in-studio guest today.
He's here. He's here. He's in the flesh.
And we'll be talking more about that and who it is in a little bit. If you haven't paid attention to our Facebook, then, you'll get the surprise. But before we get started, I don't want to get too far before we do, what I like to do, and that's get my mind right before we get this shit started, Frank.
I agree. Let's intensify this edible a little bit and light that blunt.
Let's light the blunt, the ceremonial lighting the blunt. My favorite part of the podcast, bruh.
One of mine.
So then, Frank, let's get this shit started.
Do what you do, Peezy.
So I ask you, Frank, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I said, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then, for the three of us in this podcast studio and the hundreds listening at home, let's get ready to smoke it. And if you ain't down with that, I got two words for ya. Smoke it!
Yes, sir.
We lighten the blunt.
We break it down and smoke it up here on the To Be Blunt podcast.
Right. Break it down and back it up, baby. That's what we do.
So, Peezy, what are we smoking today?
Oh, man, I like the blood. This shit's fire. So,
smells amazing.
I know. Well, of course it is, So the strain of the week this week is gelato.
Shout out to the weed man.
Shout out to the weed man. You already know. We got gelato. Gelato is a hybrid strain from Cookie Farm Genetics. The parents are Sunset Sherbet and Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies.
Sounds delicious.
Man, it is delicious. Let me tell you.
I can't wait to take a hit of that.
They call this a THC powerhouse, bro. A powerhouse.
I've also think they've called this Larry Bird, too.
No, that's right. That's right. And I've never heard that before until I was doing my research on the strain.
Shout out to Larry Bird, the legend.
The legend, Larry Bird, And, shit, man. How was your weekend, bro?
My weekend, bro, I think was, like everybody else's, hot.
Hot?
Heat wave.
Man, heat wave. That's right. We're not talking ECW.
No, we're talking.
It was literally a fucking heat wave out here.
We're talking degrees Fahrenheit.
Dude, what was it, 115, 120 they were talking? Sweating my goddamn balls off.
I sweated all day Saturday, stayed in the house on Sunday. I had enough. I had to get out. I went and saw a movie. Because it was the coolest place I could imagine it being.
I went to the movies too, man.
Oh, nice. What'd you see?
I saw Stuber with Batista.
Oh, wow. This is kind of fitting for the podcast.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess so. With Batista.
Bruh, that movie was fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, I got to check it out. I saw Toy Story 4.
What the fuck?
Bro, I had to relive my childhood. You know, it came out when I was 8 years old, the original, and I've seen all the others, so I was like, fuck it. I might as well see the newest one.
Wow. Toy Story 4. Well, I got to tell you, Stuber, bro, was fucking hilarious. You got to go see this movie, and I recommend everybody else in the podcast, who's listening. You got to, I swear to God, I laughed from beginning to end, from when the movie started to when the movie fucking finished. My belly laughing, bro.
Man,
I was so high.
That's some high grade. So, did you do anything else besides just go to the movies, or?
Nah, I mean, it was too fucking hot to do anything, bro. Smoked a bunch of weed.
That's what I did. Smoked a lot of weed.
Smoked a lot of weed. I didn't really do shit, to be honest with you. But, otherwise, I thought it was a pretty solid weekend,
It was a quiet weekend in wrestling, so it was nice to catch up on some non-wrestling TV shows.
Exactly. Dude. Wave, yeah. Absolutely. What are you watching?
I just finished Jessica Jones. Me too,
bro. I finished it too this weekend.
Yeah, I just finished
it. Best season they've had yet.
Yeah, it was great. It was
best fucking season.
I loved the dynamic with Trish. It was really, really good.
It was.
And it's sad that it's canceled now. I mean, they give us our best season to date, and now it's off.
I know. It's fucked up. But I guess they're going to be moving them to the Disney Plus channel, maybe. I hear the subscription service they're going to be putting out.
Oh, all right. That makes sense.
Or I heard maybe Hulu will pick them up. I don't know. This is things I've heard right now.
I sure hope someone picks it up.
I think
Jessica
Disney
Jones,
owns Hulu, right?
Yeah, Disney owns everything, but they own
shit.
They own at Hulu. They own.
Yeah.
Do they own Marvel?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely. They own Marvel.
So there you go.
But yeah, man. I mean,
so what'd you catch up on?
I did the same shit. Jessica Jones. I finished it, bro.
Who would have thought? We both were, home, and we didn't even talk about it.
Went to the movies. We went to the. We watched some, Netflix.
We smoked weed. We watched the same show on Netflix, and we went to the movies. I guess it's safe to say, we are friends.
That's right. Let's get into it. I got a whole bunch of weed news. In fact, I got breaking fucking weed news, Frank.
Let me hear it.
Breaking news. This is exclusive. Fuck Don Kincaid. This is the exclusive shit right here. All right. They just proposed a new bill to legalize and tax cannabis, while also providing opportunities to people convicted of federal pot crimes to clear their records, in what they called the MORE Act, which is Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungent. Just like our weed, pungent.
So is this federally?
Yes, this was introduced Tuesday by two high-profile Democratic leaders in what they described as one of the most comprehensive cannabis law bills ever introduced to U.S. Congress.
More green means more green, Peezy.
That's right. We got a U.S. Rep. Gerald Nadler of New York and Senator Kamala Harris of California, who's also running for president, introduced the act to Congress.
He's got my vote.
Yeah, absolutely. I know, right? I already know who I'm voting for, And the bill would decriminalize cannabis at the federal level and allow prior offenders to request expungent. It would also authorize the assessment of 5% sales tax to create the Opportunity Trust Fund, which is going to fund low income and like veterans and shit like that.
We need something like that. And weed would be the perfect thing to fund it.
I know. And this is the first time ever that in American history that a chairman of the I can't even talk today,
Judiciary.
Thank you. Judiciary Committee introduced a bill to end federal marijuana decriminalization.
I'm looking forward to seeing, how far this thing goes. I hope it goes through.
Can you imagine if weed was legalized all over?
And then they let out like 2 million potheads out of prison. So you got weed legal, and now you got 2 million potheads getting out of prison. And plus the potheads out in normal society. There's going to be a lot of motherfuckers smoking weed.
I know. And
I can't wait.
Instead of having to hide in this podcast studio, smoking our blunts, I can walk down the goddamn street.
Instead of Facebook shutting down my ad account because I'm promoting marijuana, I can tell them to go fuck themselves.
Fuck the Facebook. Yeah. Can you believe that shit? Facebook banned us.
Yeah, banned me for promoting weed.
Can you believe it? This is the society we live in, Speaking of banning weed, you know what the fuck else happened in California?
No, I don't.
Bro, I was reading that the sheriff department in Mendocino County in California destroyed 42,000 marijuana pot plants.
What the fuck? That's a whole lot of weed, man.
Yeah, because they call these places illegal farms, right? And they served 28 search warrants to cannabis farms without a permit along the Eel River in northern Cali. And it was like 42,000 because these guys are growing some weed, bro.
Just imagine how much weed that was. So what do you think? How much?
42,000. I don't know, bro.
I'd say what? At least 42,000 pounds.
I figure at least 4 ounces of plant.
4 ounces. I'd say more. These guys are pros, man.
These guys are
California.
Pros. I know.
When was the last time they burnt down a poppy field?
Yeah.
This is true. This is true. And, you know, they tried to, like, mask it by saying that the farms were harming the environment by polluting the water, trash pesticides,
yeah, you know what's harming the
fuel.
environment? Starting a fire with 42,000 marijuana plants, letting the smoke go out in the air and instead of someone's lungs.
I know. What a waste. What a waste.
What a waste.
What a waste of good weed. This is why we need that federal bill done.
That's why I voted for that guy, whatever his name is. Jared Nadler.
Yeah, Gerald Nadler.
You got my vote, buddy.
That's right. But that's not the one running for president, though.
Oh, all right.
Kamala.
Kamala.
Not to be confused with the original Kamala, the WWE. You know, former superstar, legend Kamala.
Yeah.
This one knows what she's doing.
Haha. And, you know, lastly, oh, shit, man. This shit's getting crazy in here. Scientists unlocked the secrets of muscle pain relief through marijuana, bro.
I mean, it's about time. Everyone's been pushing for that.
I mean, we all know
We
all know it had the capabilities, right? So, all I'm saying is, they finally were able to uncover how marijuana plants produce pain-killing molecules that are like 30 times stronger than, you know, aspirin.
Josh Gordon's been saying that for years, and look, he's spent his whole career banned from the NFL.
That's true. And those pain-relieving molecules in cannabis, then they're called like canflavin A and B or some shit like that. And they cut down on pain by fighting off inflammation, but they're not psychoactive. So you don't get high. It's just for pain relief. You know what I mean? Pass that shit over, man. I'm fucking lit already.
I'm lit too, yeah.
But these, you know,
that's a good thing. I mean, they should be moving towards getting these athletes to use cannabis for pain relief rather than big pharma addictive drugs that are opioids.
I agree. And this findings could actually put up a fight against the opioid epidemic we're currently, you know, experiencing in America.
It's been, 10, 15 years. I mean, they have to do something. Cannabis
is the way.
It seems to be the gate.
Yeah. And this is the first time they've ever actually mined the genome of a cannabis strain. It's pretty wild, bro. And, you know, even though one writer says you'd have to consume Cheech and Chong levels of it to work effectively, which I thought was funny, you know, which is no problem for me and you.
But you could just put it in one brownie. You could put 250 milligrams in one little chocolate. And instead of popping pills, you're popping peanut butter cups.
Yo. And how sick would that be?
Great.
Who would want to pop a pill if you could pop a peanut butter cup?
Not me. I hate popping pills. I am not a pill popping animal.
I prefer smoking these blunts.
I agree.
You know? But, Frank, take this shit from me. I mean, I thought it was pretty fucking sick, but that they're going to be doing that shit. So they're actually going to be able to replicate the process, you know, to create like a mass, you know, versions of these molecules since they're like, you know, so little bit is made inside like a single plant. They'd have to actually make a whole bunch. And the only way to do that is to either grow a bunch of weed or do some biological shit.
So they're going to morph.
Yeah, it's morphin' time. It's morphin' time. The fucking go Power Rangers, yo. The Power Weed Rangers.
Shout out to the Red Ranger.
You know, and I just thought that was some fucking sick-ass shit, bro. Those are some fucking crazy-ass shit. You know, weed might be legalized federally, you know, before you know it.
It's not going to change anything we do, but hey.
I know.
Can't wait, though. You know?
I know. Well, we got the big show today, bro. We got a big show.
We got a big guest. You just smoked a blunt with us.
Big guest, general manager, and HEELSH Shit Design and Apparel owner, Alex Rojas, is going to be joining us in the studio after this break. And it's going to be huge. I'll give him the official intro, you know, and we're going to talk about, you know, the man who is Alex Rojas. And if you want to call in for the segment, if you want to ask Alex a question, the phone number 860-384-7110. This is the 2B Blunt Podcast.
Wait, let me get another one of them drinks.
Bring some of them Jolly Ranchers, too.
For that scissor.
We love to lean over here, draft picks.
Yeah, man, look at this motherfucking jersey they gave me and shit.
Number one.
Yeah, overall pick 2006. What more are they going to say now?
They ain't going to say shit. Haters, shut up.
Yeah, you already know. Let me drop a tip for this dude right here.
Damn, put up the big bill, kid.
Yeah.
Yo, look at this motherfucker over there trying to look at us.
What motherfucker?
That motherfucker, that stupid ass looking motherfucker.
That stupid ass motherfucker right
Yeah, that stupid ugly ass motherfucker.
Yo, why you looking at us like that, man?
Motherfucker, we should go fuck that bitch ass up.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this fucking dude. He's fucking like 6'5", like 120 pounds. This shit would break my head.
Motherfucker looks like Bill Nye the motherfucking science guy.
Man, what? Is that some fake ass grill in his mouth too?
Yeah, nothing but gold, maybe tinfoil at least.
Yo, this dude is front, yo.
Yo, I done fucked your wife. She ain't nothing special.
Yeah, you look at us now, huh, bitch?
Grill that motherfucker.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, man.
Your eyes is blinded now.
Let's take that motherfucker out.
Bitch. Damn, where my drink at?
This is the privileged TJ Howell III, and you're listening to the 2B Blunt Podcast with Peezy.
2B Blunt Podcast. We are back in studio. I have a very special guest. You know, he is the man, the GMIC, the owner of HEELSH Design and Apparel, the crutch of New England as far as wrestling goes, as far as I'm concerned. He is representing Test of Strength Wrestling, Bell Time Club,
That's right.
HEELSH Design.
Okay.
When it comes to independent wrestling in New England, he is the best in the world. Alex Rojas.
That's right. That's how you know that's a test of strength trained athlete
Wow,
right there. When
that's a great
when
introduction.
he does it for the people in the cheap seats. You know
That's
what I mean?
right, baby. We got Alex Rojas live in fucking studio here.
Yo, I'm honored and privileged,
Man,
like Mr. TJ Howell.
It's nice to have you here, man.
No, thank you for inviting me, fellas. Feel like it's a long time. You know, I can't believe I had to wait till episode 5. You know, I should have been here day 1, but you know how that goes. Life.
You're here now.
That's right.
Now we're gonna make the best of it. I might not leave. This chair kind of comfortable, Peezy. You live in,
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it.
You live in lavish.
That's right. I'm living privileged. You know, some might say.
Yeah.
What can I say? I'm a baller.
That's right.
You know,
A boss.
a boss, much like this man to my right, Mr. Alex Rojas. And if you want to call
He's
in,
got a lot of stuff going
that's
on.
right.
You
And if
know?
you want to call in, 860-384-7110. We are live. And
This is the 2B Blunt Podcast, baby. Call up.
Yo, honestly, real quick, I just want to give a shout out to TJ Howell II, man. This man is so generous and so hospitable. The GM caught a flat on the way here.
come on.
Yeah, he had 2 guys just bring me an Aston Martin, man. That's why I pulled up in the Aston Martin out front. So, you know, that's just, it's crazy. You just got a spare Aston Martin lying around. Just don't worry about it. They'll take care of the tire to bring it back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's sick, bro.
Yeah, yo, so this is great. This is great. It's like having my own personal AAA, you know?
Yeah, you made a lot of claims the other week when you called in.
Oh, man.
Talking about how you've been working with TJ Howell II
Yeah.
closely. And that you guys had...
Unknown caller.
That's fucking fancy. I don't think I've ever heard that noise before. Have you?
Well, let's welcome the caller.
Yeah, I wonder who it is. This is the 2B Blunt Podcast. Who is this right here?
Yo, this is the 2B Blunt Podcast. It's on.
I can't. There's someone talking, but you can't hear him.
I don't know what's going on, bro. Hi.
Peezy's Bluetooth.
Hello? Hey, all right.
Hey, there we go. We live, baby.
Yeah.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's the best in New York, HVO, High Voltage Omar. Come on, man.
Oh, wow. High voltage Omar.
The best in New York.
Come on, half of the Bellow twins, baby.
Oh, that's right. Test the Strength's own. One of your guys.
One of my guys.
That's the strength in the house, baby.
What's up, champ?
Representing heel shit.
Yo, well,
Yo, this guy's always in promo mode, man.
you got to be in promo mode.
That's why they got all that merch. You know what I mean? They're working.
I'm just chilling, calling the boys, trying to see how everything's going.
I'm good, man. How you feeling? How you feeling, HVO?
I'm chilling. You know, I'm in a relaxed mood. I was in a shitty mood earlier, but, you know, things are looking up for me.
That's cool.
That's great, man. We're always relaxed at the 2B Blunt podcast.
That's right. We don't do no aggressive shit here.
Where's Ty Shine? He on another island this week?
He's in another island this week. He's taking it easy. I'm hitting it hard this week for the both of us.
Well, you know, you got to do all the work anyway. It's Ty Shine, you know.
The reason why my back be hurting, you know. Someone's got to carry it.
Oh, man.
Yo, shout out to the first inaugural and the heart and soul of Test of Strength, Ty Shine. We love you, brother.
This is absolutely insanity.
Right.
Dogs don't
TOS.
Like
That house that Ty Shine built.
That's right.
That's right.
Jesus Christ.
That's right.
This is nuts today.
You guys smoking on today?
We're so high right now.
Yo, what was it?
We're smoking on gelato, similar. It's like an Italian dessert, but it's also a strain of marijuana.
It's fucking, what did you call it?
Gelato,
Larry Bird?
maybe.
That's that one up. We had the gelato. Yeah, the Larry Bird.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had that Larry Bird.
Tuesday.
HVO, listen, they call this shit the Larry Bird. I'm feeling like Allen Iverson right now. I'm nice. You know what I mean?
Yo.
Gelato last Tuesday.
Oh, did you? See, thank
Yes,
God.
I
Remember
did.
the
Had to go all the way
last
to
week some guy
Northampton to
called
get
in.
it.
He didn't even know what he was smoking on, bro. He had no clue what he was smoking.
Bro, he had that dirt shit he picked up on the corner store.
I know it.
Yo, chill. Depends on the corner store. Depends on the corner store.
How you gonna tell me you don't even know what it is?
This is true.
Like, don't call and say you smoking if you don't even know what the hell you smoking.
I'm with you. Listen, man, that's why me and Frank, we tell everybody what we're smoking every week.
Every week. It's public knowledge.
You know? Shit.
Yeah, I just need to stop fooling around and bring me in.
Yo, HVO, I'm telling you, send me an email and let's make it happen. We'll get you on the schedule, bro.
Yeah, we'll get you in.
We'll get the best in New York in studio.
For real?
Yo, hit my people up once they tell me I'm on that shit, yo.
All
My
right.
people get back to your people.
Word, yo. Let's
Set
make
this
it
up.
happen. Let's make it happen. Hit us up.
All right, HVO, be safe.
I'm not going to eat up your minutes. I'm going to get out of here.
Well, it's
You
not like
guys
it's
relax,
Kincaid,
take
thank
it
God.
easy. Hit him with the news. I'm not Kincaid. I'm not even going to charge you for this, baby. This is free just for you guys because I love you guys.
We appreciate it, man.
All right, man. You guys have a good one.
All right, peace.
All right, man. Peace.
Well, high voltage Omar.
Oh, wow. Claims best in New York.
Yeah. Anyways.
Hey, the belt says it. You know what I mean? He who owes the
New
gold.
York's a big state, though.
Yeah,
you know, it's a
but-
big city.
but
What
he-
part of New York we talking here?
He got the belt. He got the New York Championship Wrestling belt. That's the
Well, I
championship
hope he
wrestling
comes in.
of all New York.
Well, let's
He's
get down
welcome
to
to-
some business here. What do you say?
Yeah, let's get down, man.
Like, Alex, you're in studio, and I don't want to, like, I'm glad people are calling in and shit, but, like, I want to make sure that, like, we get a chance to talk.
All right.
I've known you for a few years now.
All right.
And I don't think me and you, as many times as we've been in the same room together, have ever actually sat down and had, like, a fucking conversation about how we got to the point where we met.
Yeah, that's you're right. We never really did have
You
that
know,
conversation.
I know right now you're general manager of 2 promotions and you're making waves, and you were just telling me how you designed the title for Proving Grounds.
For Proving Grounds, shout out to Ty Graham. Yeah, actually just did that last night. That was a brand new thing, and you know, they liked what I did. I banged it out real quick. You know, I got a lot of friends out there, and they sent them over to me. You know, Bo Douglas and you know, a few other cats told him that that's what I do, and he hit me up. He liked my work, and next thing you know, HS just designed another title belt, another one to hang up on the wall.
I mean, your work in Test of Strength has been excellent. You know, as far as designing titles, I don't want to get. We're going to dive into everything else.
He designed all the wrestlers' tees into. I see a lot of the guys in the independent scene rocking the HEELSH shit logo.
Yeah, and it's a blessing. I think all of them out there, you know, all the brothers and sisters who wear the hat, who wear the T-shirt, who support the brand, who got the patch on their jackets. You know, I appreciate all of you. You know, HS is a Test of Strength thing. It is for the dojo, you know, but it's also to all the brothers and sisters we got out there that go on the grind and, you know, do their best to further this business and perfect their art craft. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
So anybody out there, hey, you need the design, hit your boy up. I got you. I'm never gonna make you look bad. What's the tagline Peezy gave me? He said, "Roll with us. We'll get you over."
That's
That's a good one.
Roll it up with us. God damn it.
That's right.
Now, you're deep in the wrestling game, bro. But like, how the fuck did you start? Like, how did you get into the wrestling business? Like, where did this come from? Because I do not know the answer to that. And I've known you for so long, and I'm kind of disappointed in myself for not knowing this information.
It's not the craziest thing in the world. It's like, you know, every kid coming up, 96, 97, 98, you know, it's like wrestling is fire. And I'm in the Bronx, you know, so I'm in the middle of ECW, you know, the fire. You know what I mean? I'm in the middle of that. And, you know, it's 2 a.m., you know, on Channel 5.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And,
watching the ECW. I've done that, bro.
And I see the graphic that Taz made, you know, in PowerPoint or some shit. Actually, did they even have PowerPoint back then? I don't know.
I'm sure they did. I think something.
And you know, about the dojo, you know, the Taz dojo.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, and I went out there and I did the thing, and I think Taz taught one class, but thank God, because I got to train under the great Perry Savage.
Wait, so you actually trained with or at the Taz's dojo to be a wrestler?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
I had no clue, bro.
I thought you were like the one guy that didn't start off trying to be a wrestler that got into the game, honestly.
No, I did. I did wrestle. You know, I wrestled amateur in high school, you know.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah, and then you know, I wanted to wrestle. It's funny because Taz was the guy, you know. I mean, I was like more or less his size. You know, had the curly hair going at the time. You know what I mean? So it was like I could relate to this dude. He didn't look like another white boy to me with an orange tan. You know what I mean? Like I saw Taz.
True. No, right. He didn't.
And you know, and I don't mean that to. I'm just saying, you know, everybody had that vanilla thing going on. You know, Taz didn't look like that to me. He wasn't another 6'5", you know, like just big guy that has that cookie cutter wrestler feel.
Yeah, he was inspiring to you.
Yeah, and it was like, yeah, he looks like, you know, it looks like Tommy from down the block. You know what I mean? Like he looks like one of us. So it drew me in, and you know,
I'm blown away that I did not know this information.
And you know, I'm big on music. I don't think people give ECW enough credit for what music did to draw people in, but like, you know, seeing the Dudley Boys come out to Wu-Tang was wild to me. You know?
Yeah, this is true. They used they didn't have custom music.
No. Look, seeing New Jack come out to Natural Born Killers,
dude, that was the best.
It was, you know,
and they left that shit playing through every time, like every segment he came out and just bashed people with trash can lids and shit. They let his music ride out the whole fucking time.
Yeah, when the camera panned out and you heard doom doo 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 doo, and you're like, oh,
and all of a sudden, like
your hair stand up like, yo, Sandman. You know what I mean? Like it was.
Oh, dude, that
it was the feel of ECW was so much more than its workers. You know, because while I believe that a lot of them eventually went and became, you know, some of the best talent in the world at the time, a lot of them were green and it wasn't as polished. It wasn't polished. It was a lot of violence, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think ECW started wrestling till Shane Douglas, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. That's true. But then they started bringing in a lot of different wrestlers.
Yeah, and then it started coming along, but you know, just seeing that, just seeing the dynamic, the difference between a guy like Sabu, who was so reckless and death-defying and hardcore, and then seeing the franchise, who was like cerebral and a mat technician and a like real heel. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
And he was a heel that you loved to hate. It wasn't Baron Corbin heat. Like it was real heat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like people just don't like Baron Corbin.
No, they don't. They don't.
And I listened to you talk about Baron Corbin. I wanted to bring that up real quick because you like the guy.
Yeah,
I like him. Yeah,
and you like the guy because you're a worker. Because you see what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
And the things that he's doing to get heat would be great for anyone else.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Since he's doing them, it's cheesy. We don't care.
That's it. Then that's the thing. That's my whole thing.
That's like textbook.
Yeah, they're prejudging it before like they even like, you know.
But textbook, he's a heel.
Yeah.
Like, textbook, yes.
Yeah.
But he's not a good heel. You know what I mean? Like you can do heel shit and not get over as a heel if you're not convincing with it.
Right.
You know, it's like Kamala was a shit heel. Like I didn't give it. You know, I didn't care.
Slapping his belly around.
Yeah, like what's that? Now Piper's
a legend.
Piper was a heel.
Piper's a fucking legend.
Piper. Listen, when Piper walked in front of the camera, you knew he was a heel.
Yeah,
he didn't have to say anything.
Yeah, he would just steer like right into your eyes.
It was all body language. It was money. It was like, You know, that he was just a heel. You can
He was
you can
born
believe
to be
him.
that way.
Yeah. Bryan Danielson, heel. You know what I mean?
True.
The American Dragon was a heel.
Yeah.
And he was great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You believe the promos that he cut, things that he say. CM Punk.
This is true.
CM Punk, listen, I'm a huge CM Punk fan. Love him. Love him. One of my favorites, top 5 all time for me.
Yep. Okay. All right.
But if CM Punk was a regular guy,
yep,
I'd probably punch him in the face. Like he was just annoying. And no, listen, he was. And what I'm talking about is it's not trying. That's not an MMA poke or anything. I'm a huge fan of Punk, and you know what? Anybody who got something bad to say about CM Punk in the UFC, you're a moron because you would never even try. You know.
Yeah.
So, I CM Punk's the man. The thing is that his character, right, his demeanor, his presence, his aura, what he carries with him, at least as a character. You put it on someone else and it doesn't work.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's right. Because it's got to fit. It's got to fit the
Corey Graves tried doing it for, 20 years? It never worked.
Oh, God. Right through NXT, too. Just pulling the same act.
It never worked.
That's true. But I don't want to talk about all these other guys. I want to talk about you, bro. We're getting off topic, and I feel like I got so much more.
Yeah, that happens when you smoke weed before podcast.
I know. But I got so much more. Like, you said you were a wrestler. How long did you wrestle for?
I didn't wrestle much, man. I had maybe 3 official matches.
Yep.
You know.
And you said you trained under Perry Saturn?
Perry Saturn.
Holy shit, bro.
Was this in the Bronx?
No, this was in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Perry fucking Saturn.
Perry Saturn.
Dude, my mind's blown. You've trained with Taz. You've trained with Perry Saturn.
I didn't train with Taz.
You had one class he was there, all right? But that still counts, bro. If I did a seminar with Taz...
He used us as suplex dummies, bro. He didn't train us.
I almost wish I was there to see that. Like, that would have been amazing. Just watching Taz fucking suplexing everybody else.
You know what's funny? We all believed it. We all... listen, Taz worked us all. We thought Taz was the baddest motherfucker in the planet.
Yep.
And then RVD knocked him back to earth. and that was that. He died. No more fear.
This is true. I mean, all right, so now you've done through all that, all right? You were living in New York, right? Mm-hmm. How did you go from training with Perry Saturn in Philly to Connecticut?
My story about being in Connecticut is actually kind of a sad one. I never came to Connecticut by choice.
No, really?
My mother was sick. And they referred us to some doctors at UConn, and that's why we ended up.
And that's how you up here now.
Yeah, it wasn't a choice. It wasn't something that. I mean, at the same time, I can tell you that it probably saved my life. Who knows what would have happened if I was.
This is very true
in the Bronx. So
true. Hard knock
life.
Were you
involved in any other wrestling behind the scenes in New York before you moved to Connecticut?
No. My listen, I'm not gonna. I hate even to bring up. That's why you don't know. That's like why you never knew that I trained with Saturn and I did all that, because I just didn't talk about it. I feel like it's disrespectful of me to talk about training as a professional wrestler when I never got to A, complete my training, and B, I couldn't give the same level of sacrifice that my brothers have for this.
Oh, I understand that.
You know what I mean? So I don't like to talk about that.
Oh.
So that's why you don't hear it. I had my son Jeter, which he's the junior executive of design at HEELSH Apparel.
He's the man.
He's a very talented kid. I'm very proud of him. And yeah, it's biased. I don't care. That's my son.
Yeah.
But I had him young. My son is going to be 16. I'm only 35 years old. You know what I mean? So I had to cut my dream short because I had to be a father. I wasn't about to let my son grow up without a dad. So
that's very respectful.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, and that's the real sacrifice, bro.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like
that's the real thing.
I've heard it from I had a kid and I was on the road and I was still a father, and you know what? Power to you, brother. I respect you for that. I'll never take that away from you.
Right.
But that wasn't a chance that I could take.
Yeah.
I know. It just wasn't.
That's the same way I felt after the million knee injuries. Was like I couldn't. Yeah. That's not a chance that I can keep taking.
Right.
Full time.
Right.
There's no way, because it just happened so much, bro. Yeah. And every time I got to the point where I was ready to do something, I'd get hurt. My first match, bro. My first match. My first official match, which I never told the story in the podcast. I'm not trying to take the spotlight off you real quick. I had my first official match. I trained for like 3 fucking years, bro, before they even let me step in the ring, which was like, that blew my mind anyways. But whatever, that's not beyond the point. You know what I mean? So I put in all the work, and I get my big match. And it's me and Hippie Dickie Moon, who was then currently the champion where we trained. Right?
PWA champion.
Yeah, he was the PWA champion. And my first match, they threw me out there with the champ. And I'm working, and I'm like 7 minutes in, and he's down, and I'm getting the heat on him, and I'm beating the shit out of him. And I go to fucking rake his face with my foot, bro.
Oh,
and as soon as my foot came down on the mat, pop, bro. Pop. There goes the fucking knee. And I was out for 9 fucking months. After that, before I got back in. And then I got back in and I had my return match and the fucking promotion closed down.
Yeah, it's nuts because it's like, we're just jumping on trampolines, right?
Yeah.
That's how we're doing,
What?
It's just what the fuck did somebody call it? Somebody called it ninja kung fu dancing or some shit.
Come on.
I said, are you kidding me? Yo, that's so disrespectful to this thing that we do. Like, you know how many guys come from the NFL and try to do this shit, and they can't fucking do it?
Yeah. No, I hear you. There's been plenty. There's been plenty of people who have come in and tried.
You know how much money Vince offered Rampage Jackson? He said, hell no, I'm not doing that to myself.
It's a lot of wear and tear on your body, throwing yourself down.
It's the most. I mean, wrestlers' careers are so short.
Yeah, so it's so then,
for the most part. I mean,
no, a lot of them are, and a lot of them.
Mine was.
Sometimes they go longer than
it seems like both of you guys had a short career.
That's right.
Yeah, well, I never had a career, man. The way I see, I went to school. I never graduated.
So now you're in Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
How did you end up at Test of Strength?
That's a wild story.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's a different story because my nephew El Jabroni, he actually trained with Peezy at PWA with Hippie Dickie Moon, and that place closed down, and he was looking for schools, and he stumbled upon, actually I think it was Tornado School Road told Jay Brown about Wagner School.
Really?
Yeah, and then we went, and I saw what Wagner was doing, and there was I tell the story a lot. It was a little Ty Shine, when he was still Ty Dull, he wasn't shining yet, you know what I mean? And and a young TJ Howell III, and they were in there chaining, man, and I just felt like a kid again.
Really?
Yeah, and then I couldn't.
I did not know that TJ Howell was training that far back.
TJ Howell is probably the second Test of Strength student.
When I came in, he was still a rookie baseball player.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't even know that he had been one of the first.
No, TJ's down with that day one ish. He's
that's crazy. I'm learning so much shit today about you and everything.
He's our privileged Uso, day one. But
big respect to Ty Shine and TJ Howell.
Yeah, man, and
and
it was funny. I saw them lock up, bro, and just trade a couple holds, do a little chain, and leapfrog, drop down, arm drag.
Yeah,
and it was like, those fucking kids are gonna be beasts.
And then look where they are now.
Yeah,
Yeah. So now you're with Test of Strength, and you have a lot of roles, and you've branched out, and you're working with Bell Time Club now.
Right.
And
shout out to Bo Douglas, Dante Luna, Jason Rumble. I love y'all.
Absolutely. And you're doing, creating merchandise and brands for so many people and companies at the moment, which is like props, because I've seen you push out over like the last 2 or 3 years that I've known you so much artwork, so many flyers, so many logos, so many designs, so many just incredible pieces of art that you've been doing, bro, that you must, like, this fan, not a fan base you can call, but this like base of loyal, like, wrestlers who are so loyal to you. You know what I mean? It's like, it's incredible to see.
It's a mutual loyalty, and while we're talking about that, I just want to say thank you to Peezy, because Peezy was one of the first people to take a chance on me as a graphic designer. I had the privilege and the joy of designing the Get High Rappers official logo.
I did not know that.
Yeah. You didn't?
The one with the microphone and the weed leaf and the smoke.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's right. That's Alex Rojas.
That's heel shit design.
That's heel shit design. So, that's it.
So while we don't promote it too much on the podcast, this is sponsored by Heel Shit.
Facts, bro. That's incredible, man. I mean, that's a lot. I did see, these are things I didn't know. And before, like, when I went to the show, I really wanted to talk with you, because I never had the chance to learn, you know, and I feel like there's still so much more, you know, that we could go into.
It's cool, man. I ain't going nowhere. You got me for life, baby. We
you
brothers.
know, I know we're gonna have to like go through this again, but it's just your story is incredible, and I can't believe I didn't know this about you, and it makes me respect you more. Like, it's incredible that you went from where you were in New York to Philly to Connecticut and to taking like these two companies and building them up and shit and helping me out all the time. You know, he's actually working on currently doing a podcast logo for us too, which is, you know,
which I think is done, by the way.
We're still
is this the one with the ring?
We're still in contention about which one is going to be.
You got to keep our secrets, Frank. Don't
That's
give out
right.
no hints.
That's right. Don't get the spoilers out.
They listening, man. The feds
All
is
right,
on.
true. You're right.
So I know Test of Strength and Bell Time both have shows going on next weekend, right?
Oh yeah.
We got August 3rd.
We are
Test
busy.
of Strength in Naugatuck, Connecticut at Tazrax.
Yeah.
You know? And that's gonna be 6th show. And we'll me and Alex doing commentary. That's gonna be fucking
man.
dope.
Oh, nice. You're going to be going with Peezy this time.
Yeah, it's gonna
around.
be fun. It's gonna be fun.
You know?
And then the day after, man, we are in the last cathedral left in baseball. We're at Fenway Park. Bro.
That's right.
It's gonna be insane.
We're at Fenway Park, Bell Time Club. They do the El Mundo.
You don't
Latin
consider
Festival.
Wrigley Field a cathedral of baseball?
I said one of the last.
Oh, all right. I thought you said the last.
No, Wrigley, Camden Yards is there.
Camden is there.
You know, so there's a few, but it's like, you know, we lost Yankee Stadium. You know, which the new stadium is beautiful and it kept a lot of the old spirit, but it ain't the same.
It's a shame when you get off the train and you look down at that little league field where it used to be. It's kind of heartbreaking for me, you know.
But hey, and at the same time, it's kind of, I look at it this way. See, I'm a Bronx boy. You know, I grew up.
I have thought of it this way. But
what I'm saying is that like it's so cool that all right, the stadium itself ain't there, but now all the kids that dream about being Yankees get to play on that same grass.
I always say, imagine being a kid, man, playing there on Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Where Ruth, where Mantle played.
That's poetic, man.
That is. It's crazy.
That's one of the most beautiful.
That's life going full circle
just full
for
circle,
you, man.
Just you know, like it really, like karma worked there. You know what I mean?
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Well, I really appreciate that combo, man. And we're going to keep you in studio if you're cool. I know you have somewhere to be.
We have more weed to smoke. We're going to be talking wrestling.
That's right.
I'm sure you'll fit right in.
Listen, man, you know the code.
I know the code.
You know the code. If there's weed, I'm saying.
That's right. So before we move further and we get into the shit, because we got a lot to talk about, AEW, Raw, SmackDown, all that shit.
Okay.
Let's call our boy Don Kincaid and get the dirt. And this motherfucker better not try to overcharge us again, bro. This guy's been crazy the past few weeks.
And he better slow down. Sometimes he gets a little ahead of himself. He gets out of breath.
I know. He's wild. Don Kincaid. Let's give him a call. Fuck it.
Ladies and gentlemen, exclusive breaking news brought to you by the Kincaid Hotline. And now, renowned reporter Don Kincaid.
It's Don Kincaid, baby!
Kincaid, me and Frank, make sure we got our minutes loaded before I give you a call. You better have some breaking news for me tonight, goddammit.
Hey, baby, it's Don Kincaid, and man, do I got some breaking news right off the top. I ain't even gonna I'll charge you 0.1 cent this week because I'm feeling so generous. So let me jump right in. Yeah, 0.1 cent, baby.
Holy
Check
shit,
this
Frank.
out,
That's a
Peezy.
deal.
Sign us up. Thank you, Don.
Dude, I am so amped over this news breaking right now, but it's got me kind of worried, so let me jump right into this. Dude, WWE stocks are going way down.
What do you mean they're going down?
They're plummeting, baby. WWE executives, they've recently cashed out millions of dollars in their WWE stock. There is 7, maybe even 8, dude, major executives, and I'll name 3 because they're big. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, and Triple H themselves have sold off numerous shares of stock.
Numerous?
Yes, numerous.
Well,
and I mean,
what do you mean by numerous?
Dollars.
How many stocks you talking? All of them? How many?
Dude, I'll give you a quick example. Triple H sold off 17,563 shares at $70.23, and that's a value of $1.2334449.49 million.
Oh, $1.4 million in stocks he's selling. This guy's not even standing behind his own product anymore.
Why are they selling it? What happened? Did it drop?
Dude, I don't know what's going on the inside. Maybe we should be worried because check this shit out, Peezy and Frank. The stocks were valued at $99 a share. Right now, they are only at $68.38.
Oh, God damn it!
Hey Don, do you happen to know what price they sold out at? Did they tell you?
Well, let's see. It says around $68. So it started at $99.25 specifically, and right now it is at $68.38. But when they sold, it was an average of $70.23. That's way too much money, kids. Too much money.
So they saw the stock hitting the shitter, and they ran for the hills with it, I guess, right?
Oh, my God.
What does that do for the rest of us, poor peasants?
That's devastating news.
Oh,
they're going to take their money and run, goddammit. Frank, what are we going to do? We're going to have to cover Impact. We're going to have Donkey Kane's job.
Looks like we're going to start covering those smaller brands at this point.
Well, I mean, check this shit out because the Raw Reunion Edition, they came in, all the old guys came in, and check this out. The ratings were up 600,000 viewers from the previous week. Holy crap!
I mean, that's interesting. But did you expect anything less?
Stone Cold draws the crowd, man. Steve Austin's there. I'm tuning in.
Well, hey, what's going to happen next week? Are the numbers just going to plummet right back to where they were? I mean, the stocks are going down. The viewership, I don't know what the hell is going on in that company, but, man, there's a lot of questions that really need to be answered from the inside, though, baby. From the inside, the bigwigs need to answer some hard questions.
That's the easy way to lose the locker room. Sell the stock and the ratings drop. Seems like it's going to shit.
Oh, you're going to see Roman Reigns. That's a test of strength. I mean, come on, baby.
Oh, God. Roman Reigns.
I knew I'd get a rise out of you out of that one, Peezy. All right, check this out. I got a little bit of Impact news. Now, Impact, not only did they just renew with Twitch. Now, I don't know if everybody's aware. You can watch Impact Wrestling on Twitch from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. I don't think it costs you a dime. You put in your Facebook stuff or your email address, you sign up, and I believe you could just watch Impact for free on a weekly basis because they're on this channel, they're on that channel. You don't even know where the hell they are, and if you do know where they are, you don't get the fucking channel. So
you don't got to worry about the executives dumping the stock on Impact, so we might as well switch over.
Yeah, that's right, baby. So you can watch that right on Twitch. And not only that, look at this. They've got some TV tapings coming up, not only in Las Vegas, but they're shooting down south of the border, and they're going to Mexico. And you never know what kind of luchador action you're going to get when Impact goes down south of the border and gets into Mexico, baby. It's going to be some killer episodes in the next coming weeks. I'll tell you that.
You're going to see a lot of Brian Cage south of the border.
Hey, whoa. He just got married. I'm not jumping into that action. Woo. Hey, I want to mention something real quick. Viceland, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but they hosted the Dark Side of the Ring docuseries. Did you guys check into some of that shit?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
I love it. I loved every episode.
Well, they are renewing their docuseries, Dark Side of the Ring, for a supersized second season. Are you kidding me? I can't wait.
Oh, that's great news.
Oh, all right. Now, I want to get into some John Moxley action. Dude, John Moxley, listen to this. There's a big, huge event, AEW. It's called All Out. Now, I want to read something real quick, and it's a message from one John Moxley to Kenny Omega. Whether or not I buy the legend of Kenny Omega, believe me, brother, I'm taking it very, very seriously. That's why I'm going all over Japan, learning all your styles, learning all your tricks of the trade, learning everything about who you are, what you do, and where you come from. Kenny Omega, the myth, seems to think I'm some kind of a joke. Well, you're going to be in the ring with me, brother, and I assure you it's not going to be the least bit funny when I break your fucking jaw.
Oh, John Moxley.
He seems
John
pissed
Moxley,
off.
dude.
That's right.
He's really, really stepping up his game. Not only that, and I am going to close with this because John Moxley is a madman nowadays. And check this out, something you would have never expected. Game Changer Wrestling has announced that John Moxley will compete against Josh Barnett at Bloodsport 2, and that event is going to be happening September 14th from Atlantic City, New Jersey. That's big news, baby.
I saw the promo for that, Don. That shit was fire.
Atlantic City.
Oh, you know what that means, Frank.
Oh, Atlantic City. We'll be tearing that place up before we know it.
That's right. We're going to be styling and profiling right down in Atlantic City for the Bachelor Party edition of the 2B Blood podcast.
Oh, I can't wait.
Well, man, hey, I charged you a really nice short rate. I gave you a little bit of information of this and that and that and this, and I think I've got about, that's it, baby. I think I'm all done for that highline action. What do you think, Peezy?
I think you have at least one or two more for me, don't you, Don?
One or two more?
Don, you got nothing going on tonight you could tell us about or this weekend, any hot dirt?
Wait a minute. There is one company that I absolutely love. I think we all love. MLW, Major League Wrestling. And tonight, baby, it is going to be crazy. There's championships on the line. There are so many names that are coming into this. But there's one match that we are all looking forward to, and that is going to be Teddy Hart versus MJF for the World Middleweight title match. Wow, baby.
Two of my favorite guys in the industry. That's going to be incredible.
That's awesome. What's a matchup?
And that's right in our way, right here in New York City.
Dude, it's going to be insane.
Instead of being there, we're here doing the podcast.
Hey, I got stuff to do, Peezy. I got Peezy. I got Center Ring. There's so much to do. I can't get to all of these events all the time, man.
God damn it. Well, at least we got the hotline. Speaking of which, Don, I think my minutes are running slow. Even that 0.01 cents or whatever you called it, you're still not giving me a bargain.
Oh, come on, man. That's as low as I can go.
I want that freebie, goddammit.
My name is Brian Pillman Jr. I am 1/3 of the New Heart Foundation on Major League Wrestling, and you are listening to Peezy on the 2B Blunt Podcast.
2B Blunt Podcast.
Wow.
We are back. Wow, Don Kincaid, that son of a bitch, yo. At least we got all that news for cheap this week. What do you say, $0.01?
Yeah, I mean, I think we paid nothing. And thank you, Don.
Holy shit. Well, we are live in studio still with Alex Rojas.
It's funny that Kincaid is out here trying to make friends.
I wonder why.
I wonder who he has heat with.
I don't know. But we got a lot to talk about here. Let's go into it. So, big announcements. Go right into AEW. They just made their huge announcement. Huge fucking announcement that Warner Media announced that they're going to be going live.
October 2nd.
On TNT.
First show in Washington, D.C.
That's right. 2 hours. 2-hour show every week they're going to do.
That's big. Congratulations to them. I'm very happy for Cody and company, for putting that together.
Yeah, they're going to be a traveling brand too, I read.
And then on some
so they're going to travel across the country?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to do this like WWE does. But, I guess they're going to work,
WCW.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny how the internet thinks that WCW is going to kill WWE. Like, we already saw this war, bro. Same show. Same
this
channel.
is true.
Literally, same channel.
Literally. But how do you think AEW is going to do when they go onto a weekly program? Frank Knox?
I hope they make the adjustment very quick. They start building these stories. They start using all the talent they've been signing, and they still have a few tricks up their sleeve. I hope for the debut, maybe a couple free agents that are going to shock us.
Hey, you never know, right? If they're going to do it, you got to at least save it for the first episode, right?
They can't show their cards.
I guess, but I feel like
cards.
they signed too many people as it is so far, and I haven't seen a lot of these signees that they pretty much just snatched up so they wouldn't go somewhere else. I don't see them helping the product. What they've been 3 shows officially under the AEW banner?
Wait, you don't see them helping at all?
I see a lot of them contributing.
Okay.
I mean, I do personally. I mean, as long as they book them right.
I've watched 3 shows.
Yep.
I've liked 3 matches. Like this. Well, okay, maybe that's harsh. Maybe 5. But like what was the last one?
Fight for the Fallen.
Fight for the Fallen. Yeah.
Fight for the Fallen asleep.
I agree. That was a bad
show was bad.
Card.
I don't understand. You got the Rhodes and the Bucks, and it's bad.
Yeah. I mean, so they're saying that, well, not they're saying, but the first arena, which was the Capitol one, like you stated before, Washington, D.C. in the Capitol, it's a 15,000 person stadium.
Yeah, I believe that's where
still a lot of people. So that's
where the Wizards play.
Do you think that's something that they can do weekly? 15,000 people as a brand new company?
I tell you what, I'll say this about AEW. They have great marketing. Their marketing department promotes that like there's no tomorrow. They work the social media. They have the buzz. Brandy Rhodes is Beyonce on Instagram, bro. Like, they're doing it right now. So,
most importantly, they have the con money backing them too.
And it's not just that they have the money, but I feel like they're utilizing their core well. You know what I mean? Like Donald Trump level well.
See, I expected them to be running like 5,000 person arenas, like Impact or some shit. You know?
Maybe they probably will. Maybe 15 is just for the big one. You know, the first one, because people they're gonna buy the first show.
They'll run them until they stop selling out. I mean, AEW keeps selling out in minutes. Yeah. So until something changes, you're gonna see these big arenas.
They do sell out super fast. All In, I was super psyched about it. I was one of the people that I was here. I saw it here. It was amazing.
That's right.
It was a great show.
That's where we dubbed the Scott
from top to bottom. Everything else is falling off.
We created the Scott that night. That was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we certainly did.
That was a great show. What was the next one? Was it Double or Nothing?
Yep. No. Yeah.
Double or Nothing, and then All Out.
Double or Nothing was meh.
Fighter Fest.
Like the people that killed it were the people that were supposed to kill it, and the guys that are on the undercard bored me to death.
Well,
Double or Nothing was 3 matches for me. That's all I cared about.
Yeah, and I think two of them delivered for sure.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do when they have to put a 2-hour TV show on screen every week.
I just hope it keeps on. I hope that the storytelling and the booking is there. He does have help in that department. He's got
Khan's got a lot of money too, which is going to be the big part of this. Is they can fuck up a lot, but that guy's got the money to fix it.
And while I say that
that's what I was telling Alex.
While I will say that I feel like there's too many people in the loop that shouldn't be in the loop over there. Their core, their foundation, their house is built of fucking bricks, bro. Like, you got Tully, you got Malenko, you got Billy Gunn over there. You got a lot of people that know a lot of shit, talking to the right people about the right stuff. So, the base is strong, man. I that can overcome.
Unknown caller.
We got a caller. Let's get right to it.
To Be Blunt Podcast.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
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 Peezy.
Moonshine?
It's Moonshine.
Hey, Peezy, what's going on, buddy?
Moonshine McCready! Man, what the hell happened to you last week? Me and Frank thought you fell off the wagon.
Did you fall off?
No, sir. I'm only allowed one day phone call. And Hippie Dicky Moon called me last week, and I had to talk to him. So therefore, I kind of missed having to call you.
Yeah, why's Dicky Moon keep blowing on my favorite stuff, bro?
What do you mean?
I don't know. He just called me and he was telling me about how he's gonna be in Richfield Park, New Jersey. I'm out there August 4th for Wrestlers Live, and I said I'm gonna be there too, and we're gonna see each other. It's gonna be a good time.
You know what? I did see that actually. I forgot. I saw the phone call between you guys. You had it on the Wrestlers Lab Facebook page.
Shout out to Wrestlers
Lab. Yes, sir. Man. We put it up there. They got us there.
I like those guys over there. Haggerty's over there, right?
Yeah, I guess he's like the man over there now.
Yeah, well, Haggerty's
the man. He run that whole show there, Mr. Haggerty. He run everything over there.
So, Moonshine, what the hell? You've been out of here for like 2 weeks now. We haven't heard from you. What's been going on at AA?
Nothing, just, meetings and pamphlets. I learned how to read.
You learned how to read?
Wow.
I did, sir. I sure did learn how to read right there.
What do you mean you learned how to read? You didn't know how to read before?
No, I didn't know how to read. I don't know how to read nothing, but now I do. They taught me so much at this here. It's so much fun. I'm having a good time. The sobriety, though, he's messing with me a little bit. Like, sometimes I don't know which way's up, which way's down. I don't know who my friends are, but I'll figure it all out. It's a good time.
Moonshine, can you write now, too, or just read?
I can't do that yet, but I can read.
All right.
Holy
One
shit.
step at a time.
They teach you that in AA?
I guess so.
What kind of AA is this?
I told you this. AA is a part of this program. This is one of TJ Howell II's health retreats, and Moonshine's going to come back better than ever.
Well, Moonshine says
I'm going to come back bigger and stronger, and I know how to read, and I can do things now.
Exactly what I was going to say. You took the words out of my mouth.
See, I know. I can read minds, too. They taught me how to read minds.
I thought it was just AA pamphlets.
And now he knows that 3 comes after 2, you know? So he knows to hold him down for the whole 3 count now. It's beautiful, bro.
That's right. I got to stop letting people up, and now I'm going to start winning again.
Yeah.
Wow, Moonshine. So you're going to be at Wrestler's Laboratory on August 4th. I got that right?
Yes, sir.
His first match of sobriety. Now, what are you doing down there, Moonshine? Who are you wrestling?
I don't know yet. They haven't really told me much because, I'm only allowed to one phone call, so I can't really talk too much. But, they asked me to go there, and I said, of course I'll be there. And I'm also going to be there to support my buddy Hippie Dicky Moon. He's in a 6-man scramble.
Ah, 6-man scramble. Hippie Dicky Moon. Shout out Hippie Dicky Moon.
That's a lot of people, right? Yeah, Hippie, he's going to be in there with Andrew Palace, who he doesn't have too many, they're not too nice to each other, but that's all right. And then there's also a mystery opponent. I don't know who that is, but it's a mystery.
It's a mystery?
Could it be you?
Mm-hmm. No, it's not me. No
Maybe
way.
It's you.
I'm not gonna fight Hippie.
Yeah, who's the booker?
That's
M.
my
Night
friend.
Shyamalan? If it's M. Night Shyamalan, he's the mystery.
No, I'm not the mystery. I'm not the mystery guy. They would have told me that.
M. Night Shyamalan, the booker.
That's that guy who made that movie right there, right?
That's right.
That's right.
The locker room.
Yeah, I'm learning stuff.
Moonshine.
So how many days do you have sober now, Moonshine?
That's right. Did you get any chips yet?
They gave me some chip, but I tried to sell it, but they wouldn't take it. So I think it's something like 900 or 90 days or something like that.
90 days. Wow. Congratulations to
Wow.
Moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, we've only
it's a
been
good
running
thing.
this show for what, 5 weeks?
Yeah, he was in. I guess he was in rehab before. He had the detox and stuff.
I guess, man, 90 days. Wow, congratulations, Moonshine.
Yeah, that detox was hard. The first couple weeks wasn't easy.
I bet it wasn't. They told me to
But every day
detox
it's
from
getting
weed.
easier and easier.
Fucking bullshit.
I don't know nothing about that stuff. You might want to talk to my friend Hippie about that.
Well, I'm sure I will soon enough. Damn, Moonshine. So that's amazing. Are you going to call in next week? We were really, really worried about you.
We were concerned. We were.
Oh, I'm sorry to make everybody worry, but like I said, I only got one phone call, and Hippie Dicky Moon, he called me, so that was my one phone call for the week.
That son of a bitch.
Well,
That's all right. I like talking to him. He's my
next time,
friend.
have him call us and let him know that you're still sober and you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, or just have him call him when we call
Absolutely,
in.
I will absolutely do that.
We'll do a 3-way call.
I will tell him to call in to you. This way, he can say, you know what, Moonshine's still doing good. I talked to him. He got his one phone call with me, and that's it.
That'd be great. Thanks, man.
We were really, really, really worried.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to worry you. It's almost like jail.
Oh, my God. All right.
They got me locked up like 23 hours a day.
23 hours a day, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Shut the fuck
I'm locked up. They give me my room, and then I get to go. I get to go to meetings for an hour, and then I gotta go back to my room and sit there and do nothing.
Damn, yo, holy shit, 23 hours, bro. And then what's the other?
That's okay though, because I'm off the Moonshine.
So he's either at it. You're supposed to be at a meeting right now, if my math is correct. Are you supposed to be at a meeting?
I don't know if your math is right, but no, I'm in my room.
Oh my God, what's going on right now?
He
As long as I'm in my room, it's okay.
He has a phone. This is like
I got a phone.
It's 2019. It's a
No,
cordless phone.
they bring it in, they plug it in, they let me talk, and then they unplug it and take it away.
Oh my God.
Wow. Maybe it is like jail.
Are you sure you didn't fall off the wagon, Moonshine? It sounds like you're drinking a beer
No,
over
no,
there.
no.
You're burping.
I'm doing all right.
I hear a
I'm
lot.
doing great. I'm having a good old time.
Oh my
I
God.
get to hang out with these people for like an hour, and I go back to my room and I just sit there and I learned how to read, so I've been reading some books.
It's amazing.
I got this real good author. His name is Dr. Seuss. He's so smart. He makes things rhyme. It's funny, like green eggs and ham and stuff like that. I like that stuff.
Oh my God, Moonshine! You know what, bro? This has been great. It's really has. I gotta keep the show moving, man. Or else we'll talk all day about this.
Jesus Christ.
That's all right.
Make sure you call in next week, yo.
Call next week.
Yeah, you call in next week.
I'll make sure to put it on my calendar, and I'll have somebody write it down, but I'll be able to read it, and I'll be like, oh, I got to call Peezy Show, because I can read.
Thank you. I would appreciate that.
Thank you, Moonshine.
Keep
your head up.
Keep reading, baby. Follow that rainbow.
Wow, Moonshine McCready.
90 days, man. That's
wow,
a big
that
feat.
is huge, you know? Wow.
It's probably only 35. You know he can't count that high.
I know, I'm surprised. I thought you just learned past 3. This guy's talking about 990. Oh, my God. Wow, so if you want to call in and join the rebels who've been calling in lately, my God, it's 860-384-7110. We are live on the 2B Blunt Podcast.
We are live.
Let's get into some WWE shit.
Right.
The Raw reunion was this week.
We had the Raw fucking reunion this week.
Yeah, it was great, you know, until that racist guy came out.
Oh, God. He's talking about Hulk Hogan.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Booker T was looking at him.
Well, of course he was looking at him. Like, come on, man.
Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you.
Let's go into the opening segment. Let me steer the road here, all right?
Yeah,
let's not put over.
Let's talk. We had the opening come out with Cena. You saw this, right? You guys watched this. Cena comes out and he's talking shit with the Usos, and he makes reference to them looking just like they do in their mugshots. And breaking news: what happens last night? Jimmy Uso arrested for a DUI again at 3 a.m.
Wasn't it Jay last time?
I think he's right.
I think it was Jay
It was
last
Jimmy
time.
this time, but now they're both in, the mug shots.
Is it Jay and Naomi? Are they?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Jey Uso.
Well, they called out the doctor, and the doctor provided a little sneak peek in their
I
life.
know, was it? He thought he was talking about the past, but was he predicting the future? Like, what, John Cena's got superpowers now?
He has been away.
That's why we could see him. His powers evolved now.
You know, I mean, I thought the intro was good. Rikishi came out. They did all their stick. Devon was out there. I thought that was a solid opening.
Yeah,
it was a good way to kick off things,
We
you
had
know?
the Revival come out, interrupt things, which was great.
That's right.
Love
yes. And we had the big 6-man match with Revival and Devon versus...
No, they were just ringside. It was
Revival with Devon in their corner.
Yep, in their corner.
Against...
the Usos with their father, Rikishi. And
that's
theirs.
right.
I'll watch the Usos versus...
Anybody at this rate.
No, but versus the Revival, I'll watch that all day.
Oh, my God. It's amazing.
Put that shit on the loop.
It's amazing. It was great, you know? And then they had the backstage promo and with the legends. I forget exactly who was Santino. You know, Tori Wilson.
Jimmy the Hart was back there.
And then Drew McIntyre comes out and
we saw Alicia
them.
Fox. I'm glad that she still has a job.
Yeah, this is true.
I haven't seen her in forever.
I don't think Arn Anderson has a job because of Alicia Fox. So.
Oh, boy. Well, anyways, I want to talk about Drew McIntyre. You know, Drew McIntyre, I mean, this man, he comes out and he interrupts everyone, you know, and he just looks at them and snarls at them. And he's like, legend, you know. But Drew McIntyre is like the most Vince McMahon-esque version of a wrestler ever.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand how this guy who looks like a fucking workhorse is not in the title picture. And instead is one of Shane McMahon's henchmen.
Him and Elias. Yeah, I don't like how they're using Drew McIntyre. I thought he was going to get a big push.
I think the push I think the push is coming up. I think this whole, as a storyteller, someone that puts stories together and watches them evolve, I look at things a little different, and I'm seeing this pairing with Shane that isn't in his favor. It's not helping him any. It's all about Shane,
right?
The Kevin Owens angle with Shane and the impending commencement of Eric Bischoff. I see this all building up to everybody turning on Shane to get him the fuck out of there, and Bischoff comes and he's the hero. To save the day, and then
that might be it. I didn't even think about that actually,
and it'll
that's
be
a good outlook on it.
And he'll book his ass off for 3 weeks and give us all the matches we ever wanted to see, and then it's back to heel Bischoff, and we get the NWO for the.
I hope not, but does anybody honestly in that entire locker room look as credible as a threat against Brock Lesnar than Drew McIntyre
or Braun Strowman? But that's already happened.
Lashley.
So
we've already seen that though.
Drew McIntyre.
Why haven't we seen Bobby Lashley? And we will.
We will. I know he's been pushing for that. He's been pushing for that.
Paulie's going to make that happen. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that at Survivor Series.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
I would watch that.
We just have to figure out some way to make Bobby Lashley a face and have people care. Because we react to Bobby right now because they're using him as the classic super-powered heel. And it's a role that suits him well. He executes in that.
Yeah, I mean, the match with Braun at Extreme Rules was great.
Yeah, it's
you know.
And the one at Extreme Rules I wasn't even really that big about. The one on Raw was money.
This is true.
You know, like they beat each other up.
Yeah.
You know, and look good.
It's true.
And that's how you got to do it because Strowman can't do anything else.
Yeah.
So you got to it's got to look like a fight.
Yep, absolutely. We'll move on to Drake Maverick, you know.
Oh, man. The WWE 24/7 title was kind of the centerpiece of the Raw reunion.
So much happened. I mean, how many guys won the titles that I shouldn't say how many guys. How many times did that thing change hands? Who held it?
Was it 9, 10 times? Something
I think
like that?
it was about 9. I don't know.
I think it was 9 at least.
Frick, I think I got it here in my notes somewhere. That, the entire list of everybody who had won. Who at least I thought I did. But, I mean, who knows? It was crazy.
Yeah, I have it. It was Drake Maverick.
Yep.
And then it was Pat Patterson.
Hold on. So Pat Patterson comes in. I gotta play the clip because I was dying, bro. This guy comes out of nowhere after Drake Maverick already got pinned. And here comes Pat Patterson, wins the belt. He cuts a little promo afterwards.
Stomps the mud hole.
Stop the mud hole. I got a clip for this. I gotta play it. This is my belt. He says.
So yeah, after Patterson was Briscoe, Gerald Briscoe.
Oh my God, bro! The banter between him and Briscoe won. He starts calling him a stooge, bro. I don't get the clip for that too.
Stooge. Yeah, this was great.
Takes one to know one. Look, I'm 24/7 champion.
You're the stooge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I was dying, bro.
Listen,
that was great.
It's true that Daniel Bryan says that we're fickle, bro, because I remember hating the Stooges. Like I couldn't watch them. It used to fucking hurt me.
I love the Three Stooges.
No, I'm talking about.
He's talking about when they were running with the corporation and with Vince.
Yeah,
they used to push him around in the wheelchair.
Yeah, it was so freaking lame. And I was like, and I was that the disgruntled indie guy. Oh, that could have went to one of us.
Yeah.
This whole that.
Well, Pat Patterson, though.
Time,
Pat Patterson made history.
Well, yeah,
he did.
He was the oldest WWE champion of all time at 78 years old.
Wow.
The oldest in history.
Yeah, but Ric Flair's been 78 like 600 times.
This is true. Frank, continue with the list. Who else won the championship?
And then Kelly pinned Gerald Briscoe.
Yep.
And then she got pinned by Candice Michelle.
Oh, my God.
Who then got pinned by my favorite champion of the night, Alundra Blaze.
Oh, yeah.
Because she came out trying to throw the thing in the trash can.
And then who comes out?
The $1 Million Man comes out and buys yet another world championship.
That's great. I mean, it was a great segment.
It's funny, though, because I would have just had her thrown the belt
in the trash
and just killed the whole thing just to troll the internet. Because they would have... what's funny is that as much as everyone online complained about the belt is ugly, blah, 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 the ratings are going up. People are watching it. More people are getting some TV time. It's great. And it's
funny.
Entertaining.
It's funny as shit.
Like Bush, Truth was made for it.
Yeah.
Drake Maverick, too.
So
yeah, both of them.
That's hilarious. And then you got the girl with him, his
wife.
His wife.
And that's another dynamic.
The whole dynamic between Drake Maverick, his wife, and then Carmella and R-Truth is money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that leads to like a match at SummerSlam, a mixed tag match with the
for the title.
Why not?
Well, here's the thing.
Drake Maverick. So let me just get back to the list so we can.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
So Drake Maverick ended up beating Ted DiBiase to regain the belt, and then lost it to R-Truth to end the night.
That's right, he's high.
And R-Truth jumped in his limousine with his wife and took off with not only his belt, but his wife.
That is hilarious. Yo, if true.
Then he jumps in the limo and they skirt off with Drake Maverick's wife in the limo.
Yeah.
And the story is going to be that he consummated the marriage.
That's the first thing I thought was R-Truth hitting that tonight.
You know what's funny, though? That it's so obvious, like it would work. It's so obvious that they probably will go the different way just because we expecting it to happen.
This is true.
You know?
This is true. Let's keep it moving. Miz TV with Seth, I thought it was horrible.
I am so tired of seeing Miz TV. Goes out there, promotes the show, promotes the movie on Monday and Tuesday night.
I don't understand Seth Rollins, bro. This guy who comes out and tries to be a babyface is out here cutting promos and doing heel shit all the time. It doesn't even make sense, bro.
He's burning it down.
Like that whole shit where he was making fun of Paul Heyman, always says Brock Lesnar and shit.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar! Like, that's not something a babyface would do, bro. Am I right, Alex?
No.
I agree.
No. But, I mean, he's not.
No, I'm not right?
No, I'm saying a babyface wouldn't do it.
Thank you.
I'm saying that, like...
Just to make my point. God damn it.
You know, he doesn't know how to be a babyface. He doesn't really know how to be a heel. You know, he's that tweener. He's stuck there.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
That's true. And I like that Eric Bischoff was backstage and mentioned who was it that we talked to and told him to come to SmackDown? I got a brain fart, goddammit, Frank. He was in a backstage segment and he mentioned trying to bring a superstar over to SmackDown. And I laughed my ass off because, you know, all week, you know, Meltzer dropped this story, and you know how much I hate Meltzer, you know, that Eric Bischoff wasn't even going to be doing creative for SmackDown anymore. And all the marks are posting online. You know, I'm going to do Bill Bungee's job right now. All the marks online, and we're sitting there crying about it, you know. And what happens? You know?
You remember when the marks didn't like Bischoff? Like,
yeah.
Now you want Bischoff?
Now Bischoff's telling everybody how these reports are false, and he's talking about bringing guys to SmackDown. I mean, that's bullshit. How do you guys believe a guy like Meltzer? Like, I just don't understand how that even is possible.
Meltzer is one of those people that should have got smacked like 6 years ago. Like,
yeah,
like
I don't know.
Meltzer should have got smacked a long time.
I don't know. You know, and then they got a guy like Samoa Joe, who's one of the greatest heels. I know you're a big fan, Frank.
I love Samoa Joe.
Frank's a huge. What'd you think about Samoa Joe getting jobbed out on Raw?
It seems like he keeps doing the job. He needs to go over finally. He's Samoa Joe. I mean, he puts on a great match no matter who's on the other side of the ring with him. The guy is a workhorse.
And he's credible.
And he's been in the business for years as a top tier wrestler, and he's still just kind of hanging out on the sidelines.
Okay.
This is true.
So that's how you see him, Joe?
Yeah. Why? How do you see Joe?
Currently, yeah.
How do you see Joe, Alex?
Joe's going to be all right.
Yeah?
I mean, he cuts the best heel promos week after week.
Joe is the most complete worker on that roster besides Daniel Bryan. Joe can work. Joe can quarterback. Joe can talk. Joe can make you believe.
Every promo he cuts, he pushes it to the limit, and he makes you believe. He hates that guy. He makes it personal.
And he does it simple. His promos are short, concise, to the point. You know, they're just boom, boom, boom. Joe is the only guy more credible in the company is Brock Lesnar than Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe makes Braun Strowman look like a pencil neck geek.
Come on.
Yeah, Braun Strowman looks super weak next to Joe, bro.
What?
He's bigger than Joe. He's more imposing than Joe, but you don't believe him.
Wow.
I don't believe anything Braun Strowman does.
Really?
He has Zack Sabre Jr. face.
He's a great worker, man. I love Braun Strowman.
I know.
Man, he's athletic. He could fly. I feel like they limit him.
Listen, there's a difference.
They limit him.
There's a difference between knowing the moves and telling a story, and he does not know how to do that.
He doesn't need to tell a story. He's 7 feet. He's a monster.
Then that's the story
that's the
you
beauty
tell.
Of it.
No, that's the story you tell. Do you think the Big Show just went out there and he didn't tell no stories?
I mean, Big Show didn't get to where he was just by not telling stories.
The Big Show people work. Like, your size doesn't matter. You use your size appropriately. Braun Strowman throws his size away a lot. A lot. Why are you doing drop kicks you can't do? You look stupid.
He does do a lot of fancy rolls and shit, especially during the lockups and the chain wrestling.
You're just throwing, and your face. You have no facial expression, bro. Like, nothing you do.
He just yells.
I sat down the wrong way. My balls hurt. Like,
oh, God.
Braun Strowman he's not Samoa Joe looks you dead in the face, and everything he says to you, you believe. And you're on TV watching Joe, and you're like, damn, what'd I do?
This is true.
No, I
mean, that's for sure. Yeah. I agree. Let's keep it moving, though. Our favorite wrestler here at the To Be Blunt podcast was on Raw.
Oh, during the Sami Zayn Rey Mysterio match.
The fucking
Mr.
smoked out.
420.
That's right, the smoked out superstar, Frank.
The whole
Rob
fucking
Van
show.
Dam.
You know? And I know you were talking to me earlier and you were asking, how come none of those guys that he came out with or him were even able to throw a punch? You know? They didn't let him do anything.
That was the one gripe I had with the Raw reunion. They should have allowed these legends to get a little more involved in the matches.
Well, I mean...
Or,
I think it was done right.
Throw-
man. A lot
throw
of
a
those
punch.
guys have no business being near a ring.
Rob Van Dam could have...
I'm pretty sure RVD probably just failed the wellness test on his way in the door. Because you saw how fucking high he was on Raw?
Do you guys forget that Rob Van Dam is signed to Impact Wrestling?
Of course he is.
He can't wrestle at another promotion.
This is probably true.
He can show up.
But he was also super lit.
Of course
You know who
Oh my
else?
God.
You know who else was super lit with him was our boys
The
Dawkins
Street
from the
Profits.
Street Profits. He came over and he was coughing and he
That was
had
a
red
great
eyes. That was for me the best part of Raw.
Oh, they cut the great promo.
Yeah,
You been skating with the pilots?
Oh, man. Nah, my fault. I was chilling with RVD.
What?
Yeah, Rob! Bang! Damn!
The Street Profits were the best part about Raw. I'm telling you, each and every week.
Oh, Paulie's going to use that like you won't believe.
Oh, and then the one where they were talking about Ric Flair. The Ric Flairs and shit.
Flair?
Yeah, nature boy.
Like, woo!
These guys are money. I believe our friend, the Scott,
you're decent in the
has
ring,
a
too,
solo cup from them from when they won the NXT titles at TakeOver in Bridgeport.
Oh, that's right. We were there.
We were there.
That's right.
I'm sure he does.
The
And
Scott.
Scott has a cup, and he said, I saw him in the bathroom line. We were both tuned up. He looks at me and he's like, I'm going to drink out of this thing for the rest of my life.
That's something the Scott would totally say. Oh, we were real tuned up for that show.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude, it was bad.
Love the Scott.
Frank Knox was ready to beat the shit out of everybody in his face.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Oh, some jobber calling me. My bad.
Oh, that's fine. The jobbers are calling. It's going. What about AJ Styles and their new, the club's new name, the OC?
Yeah, it just reminded me of the show on Fox.
I don't think that's the new name of the club. I think that's
They got the merch already made.
Yeah, but I think that's like a catchphrase shirt.
You think so?
Yeah, like we're the OC.
Because, I mean, they even ripped off the Bullet Club logo.
Yeah, I think.
Well,
I thought
how
it
do
was
you
gonna
rip
be the
off
original.
something that's yours?
Is it his? They had that before he came in.
That's all Balor's and the clubs.
This is true.
They did that together, bro. That's theirs. You can't rip yourself off.
Yeah.
That's like me getting mad at you for wearing a new Peezy shirt because you had the old one last week.
All right. I see what you're saying. I'm getting there. Frank, you were talking about legends getting physical. How about Bray Wyatt and Mick Foley?
Oh, man, yes. He delivered the Sister Abigail. He attacked a legend, Mankind, Mick Foley, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, whatever you want to call him.
Gave him his own move.
He was a victim. Yeah, he gave him the mandible claw.
The mandible claw. And that was incredible. I mean, what a visual that was, And I really like what they're doing with Bray Wyatt.
And you know what? I bet you that was Foley's call. Instead of taking the Sister Abigail.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I remember hearing Foley say that Bray Wyatt was better at being Mankind than Mankind.
Yeah.
I remember that during his big run, before they cut his leg short.
That seems to happen too much.
Yeah, I don't know who he upset because that was great. Like I thought for sure that he was the one that was going to take over for Taker.
Yeah.
Because he had the character.
I love the character. Yeah. I don't know why, but hey, I love this character more though, the Fiend.
You know the character I really love though? The guy who was in the main event of Raw.
Oh,
not the main event, I shouldn't say, the big reunion.
The Master of Ceremonies.
The Master of Ceremony. Did you hear the pop when Stone Cold Steve Austin came out from behind the curtain? I mean, it was literally amazing. That's 1997 kind of pop, bro.
Man, hearing that glass breaks brings up the hairs on my arms.
It's almost like we're programmed to pop for that glass. As soon as that, he don't even have to be there. No. Like, you could be at the DMV, and I let that glass drop fall.
Hit the glass like Gilbert come out, and then I still pop.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Man, and what a promo he cut at the end. I mean, it was
great. A toast. Everyone was drinking Broken Skull Ranch IPAs,
except for Mark Henry, Scott Hall.
Mark Henry, he was drinking his water. He said,
That's
no
cool.
thanks.
He didn't want to drink no beer.
That's cool.
You don't want to drink no beer.
Maybe him and Moonshine could get together and share some tips.
Wasn't Stone Cold just talking about he don't even drink beer no more? He just smoke weed.
No, I think that was misunderstood about him. Yeah, I think that was a line that was
recently he said something about wine too.
That's true. Yeah. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I like wine, beer, and weed. I don't. I roll with it.
I'm with you. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it was a nice moment to see everyone back there as a family.
Yeah.
Sharing a toast. All about that.
That's right. In the wrestling, the brotherhood. The brotherhood and sisterhood, of wrestling.
You're right.
You know what it's like. Especially we haven't seen each other for a while.
Yeah, man.
Every time we get up, I'm like, yo, Alex, what's up? Let's go burn one.
It's like, I say it all the time that brother shit has to mean something, right? There's a lot of people out there that just don't understand that.
Yep. I'm with you.
Like me, Peezy. When it comes to black and white, that's me. That's what I do.
You bleed it.
Whoever it is, I don't care. You got something to say about one of my guys?
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
I hear you.
Come see me.
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Matter of fact, stay right where you are. I'll come to you.
Even better. Well said, yo. Let's keep it moving. We did a lot of talk about wrestling. I personally need to take a smoke break. I don't know about you guys.
I'm down.
Let's take a little smoke break. Alex Rojas may or may not be in the studio when we get back. I don't know, depending on your time. But if you aren't, I really do thank you for dropping in on our podcast.
Yeah, man, thank you.
No, I feel like we got to get, we got to get into it a little bit. I mean, you never even got to ask me any questions, really.
What do you mean?
I
asked you a bunch of questions.
Did you? I don't know. I'm high.
Yeah, we asked you some questions.
Now, that's exactly what it's like to be a guest on the 2B Blunt podcast. When we are, an hour and 26 minutes into the podcast, and this motherfucker forgets that we even did an interview?
No, we did an interview, but we didn't get into it. The phone started ringing, we got cut off. We talked about me and my early start in wrestling, but we didn't talk about anything current.
That's not true.
What did we mention current?
A lot of stuff. Valentine Club, all the stuff you're working on, the titles you just did, all the shows that are coming up.
Okay.
Do you not remember?
I don't remember talking about House Rules or Fight for Your Dreams.
We talked about House Rules coming up August 3rd.
But you're going to be commentating.
Yeah, that's all we talked about.
We talked about the show. We're going to talk more about it. I mean, are you leaving?
No, I'll stick for a while. I'll stick around for a little bit.
Okay. Let's take a quick smoke.
Let's smoke, man.
I know.
For real. Why are we not smoking? Why did we stop?
Because
I'm blaming Frank.
The blunt finished. We have to light up blunt number 2 now.
Yeah, it's Frank's fault.
And
you
on
enjoy this. What are we going to play for our audience while we smoke?
It's our track, bro. The Weed Man.
In come the thing called I'm the original Weed Man. The big one. Made by the ragamuffin, cashed out bad. No grind that we just crush it in our hand. And that's why you have to understand.
You heard right, homegrown to heal the people, and it should be legal, but some still put up a fight. Not everyone can walk in the store, buy an ounce, nothing more, no dispensary to stock it. Here you got to hustle like before, just to score a little indoor. I know who's got it. Yeah, anytime I'm running dry, I never have to worry, I know just the guy. You'll always reply, so I can re-up on my supply. Give it up for my weed man. I call him when I need him. Always got the fire on deck. Yeah, he's my weed man. Chronic rolling ready when I see him, and he ain't ever let me down yet. He drives a diva. Oh, homie's got what it takes to relieve ya. And no matter where I'll be, all I do is call. He gon' bring it right to me. He's my weed man.
Always have it on deck. With no respect.
It's the highest podcast around. To be blunt with Peezy.
Wow, that's how high I am. 2B Blunt podcast. We just lit blunt number 2, pardon. Alex Rojas coughing up a fucking storm over here.
It's not my fault. You make me laugh.
Man, that's a great song. I love it.
I do. I really do love. Shout out Cashed Out, bro. They really hooked us up with that jam. That's my new shit. I listen to it like all the time.
I listen to it on my free time, and every time it comes on the podcast, I turn it up even a couple more notches.
Thank you. Agreed.
Shout out to the weed man.
I know, absolutely.
This podcast is actually sponsored by the Weed Man.
That's right, the Weed Man. So Alex Rojas in studio is going to be taking off soon, and I want to talk about a few things before he runs out and we get into SmackDown.
Yeah, let's do it.
Test of Strength Wrestling has a show coming up. We talked about it real quick. House Rules, August 3rd at Tazrax in Naugatuck, Connecticut.
Yeah,
right.
man.
Why don't you give us the rundown on that show, bro? Tell me what you want. Like, what is it the audience should know about the Test of Strength show at Tazrax next Saturday?
Well, that's a very important show in the course of where TOS goes for the next few months because, Fight for Your Dreams is our next big show.
Right.
And it's the culmination of all our work throughout the year. That's our mania. That's what we do. So this is this is the tease, right? This is the where we hook you.
Right. Absolutely. I mean? It's got to be the lead up, because the WrestleMania is coming.
Right. So it's almost like I feel like other companies should take note on that too, where the show prior the big show kind of gets brushed over.
Yep.
And it shouldn't. That should be the show that makes me buy the big show. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
It's got to be what draws you. So I guarantee you and everyone else in this building that House Rules is going to be insane. It's going to be insane. It's going to be our best show to date.
We got a huge card lined up for this.
We got the Kowalski guys versus the guy who I think is the best professional wrestler in the world. Prove me wrong. Thomas Santel.
Oh, my God. Thomas Santel. That guy's a hell of a talent. I love calling his matches, bro.
And little fucking Guido.
I know. Little Guido.
Original Little
That's
Guido?
right. Nunzio. He's going to be live at Tazrax.
Wow, that's huge.
Right in Naugatuck, Connecticut.
And let me tell you something, man. Like, I don't know what Guido eats, but he found the fountain of youth because he is exactly the way I grew up watching.
Call it the fountain of youth.
Youth. Yeah, that was on purpose.
I saw our good friend Mr. Dangerfield here, a.k.a. Peezy, try to recruit Nunzio to his stable.
That's right. That's right. I did. And you know what he did to me? He told me to, with his hand gestures, to fuck off.
Yeah,
fuck out of here. And I was like, oh, man, get this guy.
Yeah, his managers play union dues,
That's like getting a membership to the Italian club. You got to pay your monthly fee.
You got to do that. You got to pay.
So what else we got on this card, bro? Tell the audience what we got.
And Toto Loco finally gets his shot at the Test of Strength title. Like, he was the first #1 contender ever, and because of life and crazy things that have happened, that match never happened. He never got his title shot,
right?
And he's got a gripe about it. I think he feels like Bobby Ocean was ducking him.
Yep.
And he called us up and he said, "Hey, your last champion was a coward. What about Dan the Man?"
That's it.
and I ain't letting nobody call Bobby Ocean no coward.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean,
Bobby Ocean, hard hitting Bobby Ocean.
So I was about to just let Bobby Ocean just show up and kick his head off.
Right.
But I need someone for Dan the Man. I mean, who else? He destroys everybody, bro.
Yeah, at the snap of a finger.
Yeah, it's just like that.
That guy knows.
I've thrown everyone at him, bro.
That's right.
Wagner fell short.
Yeah, this is true.
Ty fell short.
Yep. Everybody who's been put in his face.
Jiggy Sosa couldn't hang.
Nah.
Everybody who gets in the way, he destroys with ease.
That's why I'm always wondering what's next for Dan the Man, because I don't know anybody.
I don't know. I'm just about to send the guy with a gun out there at this point. I don't even know what else to do.
Damn. I hope Dan's not listening. God damn it.
I don't know.
You're going to be catching all kinds of heat. God damn it.
His bullet will probably bounce off his chest. This dude is untouchable, bro. He's like the juggernaut.
That's true. So what else we got for House Rules? Anything else announced for that one? I know you guys got to have some tricks up your sleeve. I heard online that there might be another surprised WWE legend in the house.
Hey. I can't confirm nor deny those.
I saw on the Facebook page it was announced. I'm surprised Don Kincaid hasn't said anything. That's his line of shit. He better charge us nothing next week for the amount of news that I've broken today.
Kincaid, man, he's been off his game lately, man. I don't know. I might I'm gonna have to have a conversation with Howl Media about Don Kincaid and his lack of creativity as of late.
Damn. So we got House Rules August 3rd, Tazrax. What time?
Tazrax. 6:30.
So where can they get tickets?
You can get tickets at Tazrax, or you can get tickets at Test the Strength on Facebook. Just hit us up. We got them. They're there.
Any other shows you want to promote for that? Besides Fight for Your Dreams, which is September.
Yes. The Belltime Club, my second home, sweet, beautiful home, is running at the El Mundo Festival at Fenway Park.
Wow.
On August 4th. And you can see all of your favorite Belltime and Test the Strength stars do what we do, man. We just make history. And, we did what the WWE can never, hadn't been able to do. We got wrestling back in the Garden, baby.
That's it. That's
Bo
true.
Douglas is a beautiful man. You know what I mean? That's power right there. So
yeah, man.
That's gonna be insane. It's a
hell
crazy, crazy weekend, and then we got some brothers up north on August 10th running a hell of a show. I can't wait to see Ty Shine and Jiggy Sosa for the Battlefront title. That's gonna be nuts.
Yep, Battlefront.
Slade Dangerfield, maybe.
Yeah,
that's right. I might be making my usual appearance. I mean, if Frost is gonna be there, then I guess I might have to also.
Oh, Ryan Frost has an incredible night planned for August 10th.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I haven't even heard it. He hasn't told me anything, and I'm like in his whole crew, bro. I'm like in the clique. I'm in the Frost clique. I'm doing the 2 suites and all kinds of shit.
Apparently not. We're gonna have to call Richard E. Stone again.
Don't threaten me because I got his direct line now. He told me this is the right number.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to do it this time, but
well, good. I don't think so. So yeah, man. Unless there's anything else you want to.
No, man. Listen, I gotta go. I want to sit here forever and shoot the shit and make magic with you guys. I'm pissed I didn't get to freestyle, but it's all right. I'll be back. And,
sorry, bro.
I didn't get to stump the Scott.
It's all right. Next time.
I'm a little disappointed. When I see the Scott, man, I'm gonna demote him back to Mark.
All right. Sounds good, bro. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Frank, thank you, brother.
Shout out Test of Strength Wrestling, Heel Shit Apparel, Belltime Club,
Listen, for y'all that don't know, Frank Knox, second best fucking real blunt roller of all time.
That's what it is, man.
Give my man his flowers while he can still smell them, God damn it.
Absolutely. We'll be back with
Alex.
We'll be back. We're going to talk about SmackDown next.
Peace.
Yeah. You already know. Someone pass me the blunt. It's time to smoke. Already.
Rolling trees up, 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 rolling trees up. Rolling trees up, rolling trees up, rolling trees up, rolling down trees up, like a rolling trees up, rolling trees up, rolling trees up, rolling trees up.
Caller.
Call it bucking. Get it? Already at the clouds, no need to be looking. High. Smoke with my fam, getting gnarly. Boy, I make them grams flip.
This is the privileged TJ Howell III, and you're listening to the 2B1 podcast with Peezy.
Wow, man, that was fucked up.
Yeah, Frank Knox botched the phone call. We were chilling, rolling trees, smoking trees, but. Hey, whoever called, call back if you want. My bad.
Yes, let's get into SmackDown, man. We got a little sidetracked here.
Yeah.
We can get through SmackDown. I mean, I thought the show was much better than last week's. It's supposedly Eric Bischoff's first show. The build-up for Shane versus Owen, which has been the main focus for like the past 2 weeks, has been what I would say magnificent. I thought they're building it up really well.
I think the overall feel for this feud has been great. For me, it brings back a man we were just talking about, Stone Cold Steve Austin, that ended Monday Night Raw. It's kind of, the
reminiscent
rebel standing up to the boss and we'll see what happens at SummerSlam.
Yeah, man.
It's official.
It's official. Shane McMahon announced this, that he was going to fight Roman Reigns in the main event, which probably was just a way to try to punish Kevin, you know? Well, we'll talk more about that as we get through, you know? They had Apollo Crews featured again, this week.
The match between him and Shinsuke was amazing.
Dude, off the hook, right?
Off the hook. Apollo Crews, stand up. You know, I was amazed by what he did. And it was just great.
Yeah,
great match.
Absolutely. It was amazing. And the ending with the Kinshasa, man, I tell you, I can see that move a million times and I never even get sick and tired of it.
Never gets old and come out of nowhere.
Sasha! Wow.
Caller.
I guess we do have a caller. Hello, you're on the 2B Blunt podcast. Who's this and where you calling from?
Peezy, my man, Peezy. It is Kyle LaPointe.
Kyle LaPointe. Wow. Kyle LaPointe, man. How you doing, man? I haven't talked to you since last week. I didn't know if you were going to call in again.
I'm doing all right. I got sent a voicemail a minute ago. Didn't appreciate that.
Well, man, if you were listening, you would know that we were in the middle of something, and you called and you completely ruined it, and now I'm going through SmackDown, and you called and ruined that.
Listen, you've been showing a little too much love to all the wrestling in America with Frank Knox and John Kincaid. What about wrestling in the land of the rising sun?
There you go, baby.
New Japan.
That's right. You're going to give us the G1 update for this week?
Yeah, so we're going to go over the points coming out of last night's show, and we're going to talk about what's going on this weekend.
Let's do it.
So we'll start with the A block. We've got two undefeated men standing at 8 points in the A block. We got Kenta, the former Hideo Itami, and the man, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Kazuchika Okada. And it's a very long way before the next runner-up comes, which we have Lance Archer, Evil, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Ibushi, all tied at only 4 points. They are 2 whole wins behind the block leaders. And then you've got a very sad group of fellas down with only 1 win each, standing with only 2 points. We got Will Ospreay, Zack Sabre Jr., Bad Luck Fale, and Sonata, who oddly enough was a favorite for this year's tournament, sitting at the bottom with only 2 points.
Yeah, he's not a favorite anymore, huh?
Yeah, I guess not.
Not anymore. But for on Saturday, we've got a block competition. We've got the 2 front runners, Okada and Kenta, going head-to-head.
That's going to be a hell of a
something's
match.
got to give. One of these 2 men are going to suffer their first loss in the G1. We've got Tanahashi and Sonata, 2 men who both desperately need a win in this tournament.
Desperately.
Ibushi and Lance Archer, 2 men both standing at 4 points, so it can go either way. We've got Ospreay and Bad Luck Fale, who both only have 1 win apiece, so they're both also desperate for a win. And then we've got Evil and Zack Sabre Jr., which Zack Sabre Jr. has promised to go 6-0 for the rest of the tournament.
Wow.
But I don't even think Zack will give him the top of the bracket.
Yeah, he still hasn't picked up a victory, correct?
Just 1.
Just 1, Zack Sabre Jr.
It's not a lot right now at this stage in the game.
So look, right at this stage of the game, we're already 4 nights in, and he's 1-3. So it's not looking very good from the man across the pond in England. But on the B block, the B block looks a little more. I mean, it doesn't look more level at all. You've got John Moxley, former Dean Ambrose, sitting at 4-0 with a whopping 8 points. Next to Juice Robinson, another man from our side of the world, standing at 6 points. And then we've got a 5-way split for 3rd place. We've got Tomohiro Ishii, Shingo Takagi, Toru Yano, Taichi, and Naito all standing with 4 points. And then in the bottom 3, we've got Jeff Cobb, Goto, and Jay White with 2 points. Jay White is another guy who was a favorite for his block, and he's 1-3. But he's another one who's promised to go 6 straight. So after beating Jeff Cobb a couple nights ago, he's promised to go 5 more victories.
All right.
And then on Sunday, for the B block competition, we've got Juice Robinson versus Tomohiro Ishii, which is going to be a great hard-hitting fight.
we've got Hiroki Goto facing his Chaos stablemate Toru Yano, who has pulled out some hilarious surprise victories over guys like Naito in the past. So that could go anyway. We've got Jeff Cobb desperate for his 2 points against Taichi. We've got Shingo Takagi, the junior heavyweight, taking on Jay White. And then we've got a match that we've been waiting for months. We have Jon Moxley versus the IWGP Intercontinental Champion, Naito.
Oh, it's going to be huge.
So we've got the IWGP United States Champion versus the IWGP Intercontinental Champion in a huge match. And you got to think whoever wins that match will probably get a shot at the other's title at King of Pro Wrestling before Wrestle Kingdom.
I guess we'll find out.
We will.
All right, Kyle, thanks very much for calling in and giving us the update this week. We appreciate your work, and I hope you call in next week to give the audience the rundown.
Right, yes. And between now and next Thursday, there will be 4 nights of competition. I told you guys about 2, but you'll get 2 more on Tuesday and Thursday. So by the time you talk to me again, there will be potential 4 points on the board for each competitor.
Wow. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens next.
It's going to be a lot of wrestling coming up.
Yep.
Thanks, Kyle.
Lots of wrestling. No problem, guys. Have a good one.
All right,
Wow,
Kyle
thanks.
Point.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, man. G1 update. Let's get back into it. Did you see not Muhammad, listen to me, they don't call him that anymore.
Just Ali. Yeah.
Ali's vignettes, claiming he wants to challenge for the championship.
Yeah, it seemed since he's been out. I mean, Kofi Kingston did take his spot.
Right, and I think that would be a great matchup to see Ali and Kofi go at it. I mean, you're right. Kofi took his place after he got hurt.
And Randy Orton referenced it this week in a promo.
Yes, he did. There's referenced a lot of stuff in a promo this week.
So you could see that match coming very soon, I would think.
I like it. I really like the promo with Ziggler. That's the one Miz TV that was actually good with Shawn Michaels.
Oh, that was money, man. Shawn Michaels cut a great promo on him.
Oh, dude, it was so good, man. You could tell that was not no scripted shit.
Speaking of which, that promo with Ziggler, he did also mention Goldberg again this week being terrible in the ring, and I've read something that maybe he could be fighting me at SummerSlam.
Come on.
Yeah.
You read that Dolph Ziggler could be fighting Goldberg?
Yes, I think this is the 2nd or 3rd week he's come out and made a reference to that debacle he had with The Undertaker, a super shitdown.
Wow, well, I can tell you what that'd be amazing, actually. That would be amazing.
Goldberg needs his redemption, too, not just
and who else but they're one of the greatest workers they got, Dolph Ziggler.
Exactly.
But he crushed Shawn with that super kick, though. It was like a bullet that came in. It was incredible. I think I jumped the gun. He clapped the shit out of that motherfucker. It was wild. And they set it up good, Maybe you're right. If that's where they're going with that, I would be down for that.
Or it could just be Miz and Ziggler.
Who else looked real strong, though? Aside from Dolph Ziggler, Ember fucking Moon. Did you see that shit? Because that was crazy.
I seen it. I loved it. I hated it. And then I loved it again. Because when Bayley came out, and then she went and sat, stood next to her like they were friends, and then she turned on her.
Yeah.
And
right.
Beat the shit out of Flair and Bayley. It was great.
Yeah. Where they both got the eclipses.
Yeah. Started from the top rope.
Yeah. It was honestly, it was a good moment. And she looked real strong. And I was about it. I mean, she came off at the end. Oh, man. I already fucked that up. See, I'm too high for this shit now.
You make it happen for yourself in this company. And that's exactly what Ember Moon did just now. Going into SummerSlam.
Going into SummerSlam. Standing tall against 2 of the top stars on SmackDown.
She went into business for herself, and good for her.
And that was it. And, they also announced the Fiend versus Finn Balor, which I hope is the Demon Finn Balor. That would be ideal.
If it wasn't, I'd be shocked, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's true.
But I hope it is the Demon, because it's the only way that he has a chance of beating the Fiend.
True. This is true. I guess we'll see what happens, but I hope that that's what it comes to at SummerSlam. I really do. And, of course, the very end, Owens versus Reigns, which we announced was going to be a main event earlier. Short match, a lot of shenanigans on the outside from Shane and, Elias and McIntyre as the ref. And it was just all a little much.
McIntyre was the ref. Shane was the announcer, and Elias was the timekeeper.
Yeah.
And you knew it was going to be bullshit from the beginning.
I know, but it was nice to see Kevin Owens get his finish at the end of the day. Because, I mean, after getting, the promo coming out of him and the odds stacked against him as, they've been doing, he still came out on top with the help of Roman Reigns. Hit Shane with 2 stunners. 2 fucking stunners. Crowd wanted it.
I think Stone Cold would have turned on a
second stunner.
I was hoping for a second Superman punch followed by the stunner, but we got the stunner. That was good to see.
They got the Superman punch before that.
No, I was hoping for back-to-back Superman punches
I got you.
into the stunner because I love the finisher from Roman Reigns right into Kevin Owens' finisher. It's just, it's clean. It's 2-for-1 special.
I mean, if it was Bischoff's first show, I'd say that shit was fire.
It was good.
It was a good show.
You had the New Day on commentary.
That was just funny when they were with Shawn Michaels' music when he came out.
Big E is great anytime
he
touches
my God.
the camera, the ring, anything.
I was dying, bro. But now we went through all the news. We went through all the reviews. We went over everything. So what's going to happen next? We're going to find out who the top 5 are of the week. It's the Frank Knox Top 5.
Frank Knox Top 5. Frank Knox Top 5. Frank Knox Top 5. Frank Knox Top 5. Frank Knox Top 5.
It's the Frank Knox Top 5. Frank, tell us who's the top 5 for this week.
We have 3 new entries into my top 5 this week.
Oh, wow.
It's going to start off with the first one at number 5. My favorite tag team on WWE, The Revival.
Okay, all right.
Number 4, I'm giving it to none other than the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Oh!
Number 3, coming in hot. Wasn't on the list last week, but he is making the most noise in the wrestling industry, Kevin Owens.
I like that.
Number 2, I have Kofi Kingston. And number 1, unless you beat him, he ain't coming off the top of the block, Brock Lesnar.
Wait a second. Brock Lesnar wasn't even on TV this week, Frank.
He doesn't need to be on TV, Peezy. He's the most dominant wrestler in WWE, hands down.
Listen, I like a lot of your list. I don't disagree with the names that are on there. Had all big weeks this week. But I feel like Brock Lesnar, if I were going to replace one, it would be that. And I'll tell you who I would put in that spot.
Tell me. Fill me in.
Bray fucking Wyatt, bro. Because his segment with Mick Foley was so money. You know? It was literally like one of the most fascinating things you've seen next to Stone Cold Steve Austin on a Raw in the entire week of wrestling. You know?
But until you beat him, I mean, who's going to beat Brock Lesnar one-on-one?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Not Seth Rollins, not AJ Styles, not Kofi Kingston, not Roman Reigns.
No, you're right. I mean, if anyone else has something to say about the Frank Knox Top 5, please call in 860-384-7110.
And speaking of the Revival, I put them on there because they're a great heel tag team, best in the business right now. But remember when we went to Monday Night Raw and Scott Dawson got in my face after I barked something at him? At least check your bank account. I bet you I got more money in my bank account than you. He got so pissed off.
He was real mad at you, bro.
Because they were just getting worked for a couple weeks. They were doing nothing with them. They were at like a trench in their career, just stalemate.
Yeah.
And that was right before they got this big rub, and I'm glad I helped them out. Shout out to the Revival.
All right. Frank Knox Top 5, man. You know, and we'll be right back. Well, we're going to smoke more weed and continue the To Be Blunt podcast.
You're also a world champion and the sole CZW World Tag Team Champion. And you're tuned into another episode of To Be Blunt with Peezy.
We are back, the To Be Blunt podcast. We're properly entitled To Be Blunt. We have smoked 2 blunts, to be blunt.
We've been blowing it in the air.
We've been blowing a lot in the air. It's been a fucking crazy podcast with Alex Rojas in here, general manager, you know, Test of Strength.
We've had call-ins.
Moonshine was here, bro. I mean, it was crazy.
We smoked a lot. We smoked a lot of good weed. We talked a lot of wrestling. I mean,
Yeah, man.
It's been action-packed.
It's been action-packed.
It's a little longer than we ever expected, but hey, man, you can't cut good content. Right?
That's right. Want to call in and try to cut a promo versus yours truly.
You got a couple minutes.
Call in 860-384-7110 if you think you can cut a better promo than me, goddammit. But man, 2 fucking blunts of gelato. Bro. I'm fucking high. I'm fucking tired. It's been a long fucking day.
I know, man. I wish, when I go home after I eat, I could just, fall asleep and not have to smoke or anything again and just get that real deep, good sleep,
Yeah, man. Sometimes I just wish I could just go to the bedroom and just lay in a pile of weed. There's a big pile of the fluffiest buds, bro.
Are you talking a pile of money on the bed and just naked doing snow angels?
It could be, but then I feel I could probably get a lot of
doing snow angels in the pile of weed on his bed.
Yo, that would be great. That shit would go viral on IG, bro.
Poor Harvey and Bane, though. They'd be stuck in the pit of destruction.
It'd be more comfortable than the Tempur-Pedic I used to have.
The foam pit. There's swantoning off the beer.
Yo, swanton, bro. It's the old school days we used to do that shit.
Into the bed of nugs.
I feel like weed sleep is the best sleep, which gave me this idea, bro, of, an invention, another invention. Every week, I like to think of some crazy ass shit, I was thinking, what if you had a pillow fucking made of weed, bro? What if you had a pillow that it would be filled with the fluffiest weed and had weed oil or some weed shit or fucking keef or something, just sprinkle all over the place so that when you lay on it, you just absorb the oils into your skin and you sleep like $1,000,000, bro. Tell me that wouldn't be amazing.
I've already imagined myself snoring to laying on one of these things for the past 6 or 7 seconds.
Come on, really?
Yeah, man. I bet you I'd be out like a light.
Damn. Bet you would. And maybe that's what we need, though. Maybe what we need is this invention, which I call Purple Pillow. Oh, wow. Damn, man. You all right, man? You tired?
I haven't been sleeping that well.
You ain't been sleeping? Man, I slept like a baby every damn night.
Have you been doing anything different? I mean, I've been smoking plenty of weed, but I just can't get that weed sleep anymore.
Man, you gotta get this new shit I got. Oh, man. It's that Purple Pillow.
The Purple Pillow? What's that?
A Purple Pillow is where they take a bunch of purple indica weed, the fluffiest of indicas, purple, and they stuff it in the pillow, but it's softer than Tempur-Pedic or anything like that. And you just get, gets you the aroma, gets you in the, ready to go in the zone. And then they have this state-of-the-art system where they indica oil lace the fabric.
They lace the fabric?
With indica oils, bro.
So wait, you're breathing in that fine aroma, that fine indica oil all night long.
It's the ultimate relaxation.
Sign me up.
Then you need to get yourself a Purple Pillow, man. Wow. To Be Blunt podcast, and we're back. Purple Pillow,
Wow, man, it's been a hell of a ride tonight.
How the fuck is it every week we end up going longer and longer? We got to cut this shit at a certain time, bro. 2 blunts is a lot to smoke.
Maybe we just do 3 next time.
Yeah, right, bro. 3 hours?
No, 3 blunts, man.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, man, that's a long ass time. We're doing Howard Stern shit hours, Holy fuck.
Yeah, so check us out, man, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, 2B Blunt Podcast with the number 2.
The number 2, big time.
Follow us. We're on all platforms, Spotify, podcasts, iHeartRadio. It goes on and on and on.
All that shit. And then we got some big news, of course, if you don't remember. Next week, we got special guest in studio.
That's going to be great because he's super weed and super wrestling. It's just going to be a super guest.
That's it. And that is renowned wrestling announcer, not reporter, Frank.
Yeah, I know, not Don Kincaid.
Mark Adam Haggerty. Wow, stuttered there. Haggerty. God damn it. Haggerty. He's coming in live in studio, and it's going to be amazing. This man was just featured in High Times Magazine, so I'm sure we got a lot to talk about. And then the next week, we're going to talk to New England legend in pro wrestling, Joseph Von Schmidt, the man who trained me, yours truly, and we're going to talk about his career, the closing of the PWA doors, and his recent return to the ring, where he'll be fighting Brian Pillman Jr. on August 10th.
Yeah, it's going to be a good match.
It's going to be lit, so be ready. And after that, you know what that is, Frank. It's going to be the Bachelor Party edition of the 2B Blunt Podcast. Yeah!
It's going to be out of control. It's going to be no holds barred, falls count anywhere.
Oh, man. It's going to be wild. So, get ready. Next week, we'll be live again, 6 p.m.
We're going to have more and more guests coming soon, man. We just hope everyone keeps tuning in. And
that's it. And from your host, Peezy, my co-host Frank Knox, we are high as hell.
Straight out of Diamond Stop.
Man, I'm high as hell. 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 I love to smoke weed in 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 hell. Man, I'm high as hell. Get high. 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 I love to smoke weed in hell. 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 Let go. Always be right in my dick. I'll be back on the block and I'm sipping the fit. You question me, I'll be flipping the bricks. I think it's sales and I'm leaving you hit. I'll be the problem. You gotta solve this. Taking that weed, oh, I would've tossed. It better be Henny's a hydro or kush. Anything less will I promise no push. Light up. You got a problem on the back on the scene. I put that green in a sip codeine. I'm loving that purple like I'm married to the bitch. I'll flip a few times and I'm gonna have to switch. Oh my, so high, man, I'm gonna have to sit. I take a few hits and I'm back to the shit. I don't ever quit cause I know they miss. I love that weed, so I'm gonna have to spit. How else am I gonna support my habit? Without this green, I'll be bouncing like a rabbit. Keep on feels bottled up inside. Put them on paper, that's how I survive. Running this shit, bitches that shit. I got the monkeys, made us so hit. Sipping some beer and some vodka, that's it. Made us so high, made us so lit. Man, I'm high as hell. 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 I love to smoke weed in 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 hell. Man, I'm high as hell. Get high. 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 I love to smoke weed in hell. 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 Man, I'm high as hell.
Yeah, it's the hippie, Dickie Moon, man. It's time to sit back, relax, and chill. You're tuned into the 2B Blunt Podcast with Frank Knox and Peezy. Peace.